Hello, my lovelies.
Hello! She's got the mystical... Oh, man, did she hit you with it first? Thank you for joining us, everyone.
Ask Rory. I call him a lovely all the time. I'm not stealing it, I promise.
Can I get a point?
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. All right. We're going to have a good time tonight. Oh, I got to kill that background music. That's going to get me copyright hit
on,
there.
John.
Sorry.
Murder it.
My bad.
Characters.
There we go. That's what we want.
Again, Rasmus is immortal. John, remember this?
I know, and you know why, too.
Cause I'm gonna.
We have the secret. We're going to share the secret in a moment with all of Twitch. Anyone that plays a game of D&D and you want to know how to protect your character, make your character immortal, where your DM will never allow something deadly to befall that character, Josh has the secret, and he'll share it with you shortly.
My lifestyle is
No,
that
Josh.
secret.
Josh, you could also name your next character. M-A with like an accent, R. Last name, Rio, R-I-O.
John, is it too late to resign?
God.
It is not, but it's too late to take the ring back. I'm sorry. All right, so here we go.
I just had like a mean deja vu. I don't know why. That whole interaction, I just had a mean deja vu, and Rebecca literally just said, "Is it too late?"
Is it too? I thought that. Yeah.
Because I feel like it happens maybe every week.
All right, here we go. Kicking off the Greyhawk Awakening video by the amazing Anna B. Meyer. This gorgeous map.
Anna be fire.
Anna. Ooh. All right, Josh. That will never leave my mind now. Anna be fire. I like that.
Yeah, that kind of makes me think of Rayum, right? It's kind of like big baddie.
Yeah.
Right? Rayum.
So Becca, if you don't know what he's talking about, so Anna B. Meyer, M-E-Y-E-R, is you do know? Okay. Yeah, Rayum. All right. Yeah.
I know more
live
than Becca
with
does.
the Nerd King himself.
Good point. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Hello. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Greyhawk Awakening.
You're blurry, Becca.
Becca, you're blurry. Becca, you're not there anymore. Becca, you're so low blurry.
Oh, it was better when she was blurry. Stay blurry, please.
Rory turned on. Wow, John.
Hey, you started this.
Yeah.
No,
I'm just playing along now.
Becca started it, I agree.
I've been picking on everyone but you,
Yeah, I
John.
know. That's because you don't want to die.
It's because I want my character played well.
Yeah, fair enough.
Never be absent, because then John will play your character.
That is my very sly method of making sure players understand how important it is to be present for streams. Because if you let me RP your character, I won't probably kill the PC while you're gone, but I'll make the PC do something you would regret.
Just the word.
Yeah.
John. Wait, I can't say it. We're live. Never mind. I
You can put it in Discord though. Go ahead.
Just wait till Blue Box Con, Mr. No.
Fair enough.
Oh yeah, a glitter bomb will end up somewhere in your house.
Okay, glitter is off limits. That is the stuff of the devil. You cannot put.
The better
In
question.
your shampoo, in your conditioner, in your toothpaste, in
No,
your
it's-
body wash,
No, it's gonna go on.
dryer soap, or your...
Oh my
In your
goodness,
hearing aids. Just kidding.
you are married to evil, Rory. Wow.
Where do you think he gets it?
I introduced her and she brought it to a new level. I'm quite happy.
Instead, when you go to try
As
and
well.
flush your toilet, instead it'll explode upwards with glitter as well.
But it won't be water. It'll be glue.
Oh, sovereign glue.
Pure evil.
Some glitter in the car AC. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
no,
great.
you don't even
That's
know.
the
I
thing.
put glitter in our coworker's car.
Okay, let's just drop this topic because I think some of this stuff may actually happen, and so I would prefer we just not discuss it any further. And with that said, here we go with Greyhawk Awakening. Welcome, and you are now both seen and heard. We have a fantastic crew here tonight. We are missing one Hob who plays Rowan, but keep her in your thoughts. She's got a great opportunity tonight with a job interview, and so we're pulling for her as she's
good luck.
going through that process. And she let us know very, very early this morning, and she'll be back with us next week. And if you've seen the artwork and, of course, the stuff she's posting on our Instagram page, she is just crushing it. I am joined tonight, as always, by the rest of my incredible crew. We are picking up from last week. I want to go through a really quick set of introductions. We'll do a What Happened Last Time, and then we'll save the sponsors for the break. But man, it's been a great, great week at Blue Box. We also have Virtual Greyhawk Con coming up September 30th through October 2nd. It's right around the corner. So VGHC, you can find that. The link will probably be posted in seconds by the amazing Mystical Unicorn Manda. But you can sign up for most of the games. There are a few that are already full. Unfortunately, the Blue Box ones are already full, but there are others that are open, and many great DMs that are ready to help you and host a game with you. Thank you very much, Amanda. And then, let me see. We'll do, as I said, sponsors at the break. And let me see what else. In particular, I wanted to say thank you to Art of Mike Disney. Popped in his stream yesterday. He continues to just pump out amazing work. We did a giveaway of his over the weekend, the Amazing Overgord, and our Sunday campaign, Tears of Aird, kicked off in session 0. It was incredible. In fact, I'm sorry, this group is being challenged for supremacy, which has never happened here on Tuesdays. Always had a little advantage on Sunday, but I'm not sure that's still the case. These players were crushing it on Sunday, and so with that said, let's start out with player introductions. Do your personal intro, any socials, any projects you're working on. And we'll do that, and then we'll come back around quickly and do player intros, and then we'll do What Happened Last Time. And I've made the mistake of trusting Josh with that several times in a row. He is very smart. He knows how to discourage a DM it's much like when you're a kid and your mom says, do the dishes, and you do a really crappy job, and they have food on them when you put them back on the rack, and your mom just stops asking you to do the dishes. Josh has done the same thing with the What Happened Last Time. He brings... No, you do a great job, Josh. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But we do have to tell your secret in a moment, how to get your player immortal. So let's start with you, Rory. Talk to us about what's going on. You got Fall of Red Dawn. You've got some other cool stuff. We still want to hear about the cooking thing you're working on. So just tell us what's going on in your world.
Yeah, so I mean that's kind of it right there. It's Fall of Red Dawn starting September 25th here on Blue Box every other Sunday. Switching on and off with John. So looking forward to that. That will be Greyhawk, actually 1 year prior to GHA, so 6/22 if I have that correct. Mm-hmm. And working up everything currently now. It's definitely a fun endeavor. I'll say it that way, John. Getting everything set up.
You're talking about all the tech and the streaming, but
yeah.
More than that, you've done a lot. I don't want you to gloss over this, and we'll talk about it again at the end of the stream, so this won't be your only chance, Rory, but you put a ton of work into your research, shocking, and you've also got this great channel in Discord, and lore's being popped in there. Your players look like they're excited. Give us a little more of a teaser about Fall of the Red Dawn and what that's going to be about, without whatever you can.
Yeah, what I can and what I know is maybe...
DMs never admit that. DMs pretend like they know everything already, and the players just have to discover it. Yeah,
so it takes place over in the Pale Theocracy over in Augsburg. Is its original city that it's going to start in. So a city of like 20,000, a good-sized city. And there's going to be a good variety, actually, of both class and race. John, I used that chart that you gave us. Mm-hmm. Kind of limitations there.
Right.
I left it up to them as far as I didn't care if there's 4 wizards. So they all picked independently, but I have a good feeling that it's going to be both kind of fun, playful, but it's going to have kind of a, in the name, Fall of Red Dawn. So there's something in there about something that's looming over this area.
Mexico invading.
I don't know
Nice.
about that.
All right. So we'll come back to Anaho in a second. But let's talk about Becca. Any stuff you're doing social-wise that's worthy of discussing here on stream?
I am existing, so therefore you may follow me on Instagram at completely bonkers. Other than that, no. But I think that's good enough for now.
Well,
so.
but you also you had something big happen recently. What was that?
Oh, yeah. I mean, kind of big. To those of you who haven't heard, last week I have had a name change of sorts. I am no longer Becca.
Lapse in judgment.
I am, Rebecca Self. You know, I swear, Josh, I will come over there with a spoon. Where was I? Oh, Rebecca Self. Yes, I got to marry this hunk of a man, also known as Rory.
Wait, flex the tats, Rory. Flex the tats again, so everyone can see this. I mean,
Just take your shirt off.
Dude.
oh come on, Rory. At least give us the right arm. I love the right arm especially. Yeah, that one. Oh, look at that, dude.
Yeah.
Bravo. Oh, wicked,
Yes,
wicked.
hunk of a man.
All right, Josh.
Mine.
Hello, I'm Josh. I've got nothing going on, thankfully. I'm done streaming on my own. I'm just here on Tuesday nights at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. That's about it.
Okay, you sound liberated, my friend.
I'm so happy.
There is much joy in streaming. There is also much to be done in streaming. But you, my friend, have a bullet on the chart. You are going to be rising star. We are looking forward to watching your career as you grow and become famous. And then you come back and visit the little people like us. All right, Vivi.
Hello, my name is Vivi. You can find me on the DM's Quest on Instagram. I do a lot of stuff over there, D&D related, mostly miniature painting. Currently working on some Star Wars Legion, so that's what you can find on my DM's Quest right now.
looks so
That's
good.
just what I'm painting. And you can find me here on Tuesdays. What else was I? Oh, and apparently I am dubbed the ice cream sandwich queen. I don't have any ice cream sandwiches. However, I play Rizia. She is a level 6 half-orc barbarian.
Yeah, and
Lover of melons.
she is bad to the bone. All right, so before we go to what happened last time and do quick character introductions and jump right into the game, we'll be starting at 5:15, so 3 minutes. I think we should be done with this. Josh has a secret. He has lost many characters in this game, including Phelan, Liam. They have suffered ignominious deaths. And Josh, tell everyone your secret to Rasmus immortality.
So, my secret to Rasmus's immortality is about to be bringing in that of the worst PC ever. Am I doing that of a Romanian accent? That of an Italian accent?
Okay. All right. Please stop. I'm putting my headphones back on. So he threatened to make his next PC with that accent, and I granted Rasmus immortality. Okay, not
You
really.
guys heard it here first.
Not really. No, I'm
Sorry,
lying.
He's being honest.
I'm not lying. I'm lying. All right. So,
He said it.
all right. So quickly, what happened last time? And I liked moving it around, but I'm going to put somebody on the spot that is not expecting it. Becca.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you remember anything about what happened last time? Oh, this is genius. I'm doing this every time now. I'm going to move it around randomly so people have to think about it before the. Why have I never thought about this? This is genius.
No, you know what,
Yeah,
John?
buddy. I thought we wanted to keep the new players. I
Okay.
don't even know where to find the notes.
All right. Who would like to volunteer for what happened last time?
This time Josh is ready.
Okay, go ahead. All right, go ahead, Josh.
Okay, so when we start down,
Nope.
You smell, Josh. You smell like meat and cheese. Thanks, Jay.
I sit on a throne of lies.
You sit on a throne of lies.
So we started off last time in the basement of the Temple of Hextor. As John said, we felt the evil of the temple weighing upon us. we had all kind of just come out of the healing process. Gimbal healed himself with the potion, being worried about that sort of PTSD flash reaction of him getting healed. He got healed up. Me, or Rasmus, Rowan, Rizia, Anaho, and Val all kind of just chilled out for the rest of the evening as each of them took watches. As Rasmus was asked if he wanted to take a watch, he was already out. And he actually, for the first time in a very long time, got to sleep through the entire night, which was wonderful. Let's see. After that, we ended up all waking up at our separate times, putting on our equipment, our armor, eating a bit of food, and then we began to move further into the temple. As the door was opened up by Rowan, Rizzy or someone else asked if Rasmus could help with the dark hallway ahead. He asked for a pebble. Pebble's given. He threw it back, lit up that pebble. Rowan then caught it, then threw it backward behind herself as it then skipped down the hallway as it then showed a T-turn ahead. The party moved forward and then began to go, I think left it was. I'm trying to find the note where it was. But I'm pretty sure right. I can't tell which way you're
right. It was right. It was right.
We went right, and as we continued down this hallway, we came to a large bowl-like room with blood, coagulated blood, and a statue in the center of it, like that of a drop in water as it comes up towards that center place. The thing in the center has arms outstretched with blades, and then there was a door on the other side of the room. A rope was tied to Rowan, as Rowan then would try and scale around the outside of the pit. But as she began going, the blades started. Yes?
So real quick, I want to give a shout out here. So this module from Stephen Greer and Gary Holian, original Dragon Magazine, Spine Castle, we've modified it heavily as we do everything here on Blue Box. But that's a blood golem. That's sitting in the. It's a very interesting creature, unique. It's not really a statue. It's a golem. It's mechanical in nature. It sits and it started to spin, right? Flinging blood around. Again, go ahead and continue.
And as it was flinging blood around, like body part pits, there we go. Body part pits were being thrown all around as Rowan was trying to get the other side and around on the outskirts of it, slipping every now and then, but was then able to actually get around to the other side after slipping, starting to go down into the pit. Anaho, making what he felt to be a good decision, was trying to cut the rope so that it did not bow into the center to then get caught into the whirring blades of death. Did you have something to add, Rory?
I just wasn't trying to cut it. I was trying to lift it, and I was ready to cut it if needed.
And Rowan saw that as trying to... I mean, we do not know this metagame version, but Rowan felt like it was a betrayal and that we were trying to leave her to die.
Right.
And because who needs communication in relationships? As then the rope did end up finally being cut, but not by Anaho, by that of Rowan, as she began to change and turn into a furry, a large werewolf creature, as it clung to the side of this bowl and then pulled itself up. Rasmus immediately went into hardcore mode. Val was like, oh, poopa-doopers, as Val then started to reach into his pack for something as he started to freak out, as Rizia, Anaho, and Rasmus were now all against Val, confused, worried, and frightened as what was to come, as was Val, now caught between a wolf and a hard Rizia. As we then went up side by side, or Rasmus right behind Val, he asked if Val had any wolfsbane, which is exactly what Val was trying to get. Val gets it up, then breaks it in two, and then using a bit of spit, she rubs it in and puts it on just the tip, as then she lifts the crossbow ready to aim and try and get it into Rowan in werewolf form. But that is where we ended, as well as with Rasmus with a silver bolt in his crossbow.
No, exactly. And we actually had more than just that. At the very end, the bolt was released, and I believe there was a sound on the end of the bolt. Right, yeah. So we'll pick up there, but quickly, player in. I know where this is going. I knew as soon as he said it. I saw the looks on the players' faces. I'm seeing it in the chat. That's fine. But yes, it was.
I'm just saying words.
Yeah. You're just saying words. Just words. Quickly, tell me about your character, Becca Balfino.
I had to unmute. So Val is this swanky, kind of rough-looking, not really built, but not a toothpick. He's kind of average, kind of tall.
Yeah, sure.
To me, I guess, because I'm 5'2". But he's kind of a taller guy, and he has a soft spot for Rowan. He has a soft spot for women who need help. And so he was very protective over Rowan, and he wanted to keep her secret, but it kind of caused some detriment to himself and hurting the relationship that he was building with others. He is protective, caring, endearing, kind of sensitive at times, can be pretty sentimental, and he's ready to take care of anything that gets in the way of his friends. He's loyal to a T and ready to shoot down anything that might even attempt to look at his friends the wrong way. So
I love that. Great intro. And I do want to be careful on time because I promised the stream like 4 minutes ago we'd be already going live with the game. So let's go quickly. Not your fault, my fault.
It's all Josh's fault.
You didn't take 6 minutes, Becca. All right, let's go to Rizia. Tell us about her quickly.
Come on, Rizia.
Hello, Rizzy is a half-orc female barbarian who loves melons. We've said this multiple times. Does not like children, apparently so, because she's been scorned so many times. She has a glyph on her hand, which currently has, I don't really remember, DM, how many days I have. I think like 28, something like that.
53.
We'll have to role play that, yeah.
Just kidding. Yes, so she does have time now. For the longest time in this group, she had been the only one with the glyph. She finally found Rowan, who actually has the glyph as well, but turns out, she's a werewolf. So, back to being herself.
Oh, there's that, yeah.
And so there's that. So, yeah. Her current two main concerns have been with Rasmus and his little tentacle-y thingies changing, and she's very hyper aware of that and keeping an eye on that constantly, making sure he doesn't go AWOL, just like Rowan just kind of did, and also just reminding Anaho that what family means, the meaning of family. That's it.
Like it. Rory, tell us about Anaho.
Yeah, so Anaho is 2'11", halfling. He is level 5. He is a slayer, rogue type. He has been with Rizia since the beginning, so although she doesn't like children, she does like my childish looks, because she hasn't killed me yet.
Yeah.
True, that's true.
Yeah. So we've been traveling this thing from the beginning, seen many come in, go out. Still don't like water, and still am not fond of the feeling of healing. But kind of, coming around to things except for water, because last time I was in water, I was in it to the utter demise of everything that I hate. Scary, dark, and wet. So that is still a real fear.
Yeah, and then you drowned and suffocated, yes. And yeah. All right, and then last but not least, Rasmus.
Rasmus is a level 5 Inquisitor with a best buddy named Rasputin, who shows as a shadowy figure, like a silhouette. That's honestly about it. He wears a really banged up breastplate, and he's looking to get some new armor, hopefully as soon as possible. But right now, we're in Hextor's temple.
Nice. Beneath Hextor's temple in Spine Castle, and with that, we begin tonight. All right, so as you release the crossbow bolt, it strikes, and you hear, there's a thunk. The blood golem still spins in the middle. You're muted. There you go.
No.
No, you're on now. Sorry, I was too quick.
Can we see anything?
It's so difficult to see anything because while you do have some light sources with you, the spray of blood, there is light coming down from the grate above the temple, which I mentioned, but the spray of blood is creating this cloud of crimson hue. And the faster it goes, the more it becomes just like a haze. It's like a fog, a mist of crimson. As you try to look, it's splattering your face, and the hallway beyond is dark. You can see nothing past this room.
Rasmus, are you familiar with this type of thing?
He's just gonna nod. It just keeps the eyes pointed forward. The shield, as I said last time, leveled and with the crossbow on top of it.
And you still have a rope that goes, 4/5 of the way past the room where it was cut by Rowan, and it's just dangling there on the ground.
Was there a way to stop it?
The blades? Or the creature?
If that's a creature, then the thing in the room, not Rowan.
I don't know. And he's just gonna kind of keep his eyes over towards Val. In a low voice to Val, since he's literally like right to his back right. So what is the plan now?
Well, I guess that depends. Are you guys still with me?
Physically, it seems.
This is the most surreal conversation you've ever had. As you're talking, you are still being sprayed with the splatter of blood. You actually turn, I'm going to assume this is fair, you turn your heads away, so as you're talking, it's hitting the sides of your face, because if you face it, it's going in your nostrils, your eyes, your mouth. The blood is just splattering everywhere now, becoming this miasmic mist, but also droplets, chunks, some, as I said before, congealed, little pieces of flesh and body splattering you as you're talking.
Rasmus,
He's making more of an ideal conversation. Yeah.
Rasmus is going to begin to kind of step backward, just backpedaling, not fast.
Okay.
But he's going to pull his crossbow down to where he can hold it almost at like a hip level, like that of a shotgun, and just kind of back up with it pointed at Valfino.
So Val will start to wipe away at his face. And as he steps back as well, kind of just taking it and flinging it and doing everything he can to get the blood off of him. I understand that we are here together. My question is, do we move forward together? And maybe this isn't a question for you. Maybe this is a question for Rizia, since she is your leader.
Rizia, in the back, again, she's just trying to move away from all the spraying blood and stuff like that. She'll just scoff when you say leader. She won't say anything, but she's just like...
Razia, I do trust what you have to say, as well as you and Naho. This is not a decision to be made by one person.
Rizia will turn to Val. You seem to know her best. When she turned, you didn't want us to follow. I'm assuming she's dangerous.
She can be. I was more worried for your safety. She wouldn't hurt me.
As you're talking, you've stepped a few feet away from the entrance. You hear the sound of the now I've already the blood golem begins to slow. And the splatter stops. You see it sink back down inside the blood.
We know how to trigger it. And
Do you mean...
as I say that, I'll also step between Val and Rasmus. Looking at the crossbow, but talking about the golem, I'll say, well, looks like we know how to trigger it now.
How fast can you run?
Depends what's motivating me to run.
I think right now, running and dividing, splitting and moving, perhaps is not the best choice. Unless we want to slip into that thing. But we do have other corridors, other hallways that we can go into. Resolve this situation when we're safe.
Sounds good to me.
If I remember correctly, there's 2 passages other than this one.
Well, one.
I know I'm not everyone's favorite right now, but do we want to divide and conquer? There's 4 of us. 2 in each passage. And I know whoever you want to go with me, if we decide, I will take. But it might be our best chance to getting to the other side.
For the first time, you'll see Rizia almost take on that leadership persona for the first time, and she steps forward. Honestly, after everything that's happened, I don't trust anybody along with you. We stay together as a group.
Val will kind of smirk a little bit and say fair enough and kind of give a little bow to Rizia and say, after you, leader.
And again, always that same face every time someone calls her leader. She's just shaking her head and kind of smirking a bit, but she's just like, Rasmus, you fancy checking down the hallways? Which way do you think is the best?
Rasmus doesn't respond right away. His eyes are looking beyond. If you can see his eyes, his eye is one that's able to be really noticed and seen with the pupil, is looking beyond Val. Just looking towards that open doorway where Rowan disappeared.
The mist of, the golem stopped several seconds ago, but that spray of mist, it was so fine as it had spun to very, very high levels of centrifugal force. Now the mist is slowly settled and the last bits of spray are gone. You can see the light from the grate still shines down. You can see that pool of blood now slowly kind of moving back toward the center. The rope that was left by Rowan has kind of been pulled down by the flow of blood, but still sits about 3/4 of the way through the room. And then the hallway that Rowan vanished through is still dark to you.
Val will kind of acknowledge Rasmus and not to rush you, but if there was anyone above that grate in the room, They might have heard the spinning. They might know that someone's down here if we caused that blood cyclone. So we might want to make a decision and move.
Very good point. From where I'm standing, am I able to tell whether from when it was spinning or now if the blood golem is connected to the ground? Is it?
Yeah. So the best you could tell, there's no check need to be made here. It seemed very mechanical. It's like it slid up from the blood, spun in one place, and then slid straight back down into the blood.
Do you suppose that there would be a way that we could, I don't know, dislodge it, throw something in there that would stop it, even temporarily? Might not be ideal, whether it be, well, there's a rope in there, but that won't work. But perhaps those chains, or we just take the other corridor. But I agree with Val. We should probably get moving.
Yeah, I'm sorry, just a reminder, how far away from the edge of the bowl to the center where the golem was?
Yeah, so the bowl was about 40 feet on all sides. So it was like 20 feet to the center. Actually, no, I'm sorry, because, 20 feet plus 10 feet, so it was about 50 feet total distance in the room. So that 10 feet circle is where the center of the bowl kind of sinks down where this thing is at. And again, it did not move side to side laterally. It just simply came up, spun, flung the blood everywhere, but you could see there were blades on the ends of those hands. So anything that came into that area would have been crushed, sliced. Yeah.
I'm not confident we can find something to jam it, unless you have some ideas. I know we can try the chains, but like Val said, we should probably get moving.
Now, I don't often give DM hints, and I'm not telling you what to do here. But again, I know we have a new player on, and we're missing a player tonight. But I want to make it clear: Val saw Rowan almost get all the way across. When Rowan slipped, that was when Rowan was triggered and had that transformation. She almost got to the other side with the rope. Had she, you can tell there's no danger in the room except, you're being sprayed with blood, unless you slide down into that area, which is clearly what happens when you're dropped from the grate above. This was the purpose of this room, being dropped from the grate into the congealed area where the golem is. That was what was happening here to the hapless victims. You guys can choose methods to get across. You can go back. You can do whatever you want.
Rasmus will turn around in this, just in the middle of the talking, and he'll just whip his crossbow down and around to back the way we came. If you three can figure out a better way across, I can go search the other corridor with Rasputin. It will be quicker to have 3 minds here, and I can work better with no one around.
Rizia moves to you, and you can see as she's standing face to face, she's kind of scanning your body, and you've noticed that she's been doing that a lot, just particularly looking at the neck, the arms, any parts that are exposed, just to see the black. Are you sure you're okay?
And he nods, but with your body kind of in front of him and the group behind her, he's gonna, with one hand, he's gonna let the crossbow down and deftly try and take up one of the crossbow bolts and put it to Rizia's chest that he has in that second compartment.
And she'll take it.
I have never known one of them to be able to turn and discern prey. Be safe. And he'll just let go of it, and he'll just turn back around to keep heading to the other corridor to start searching it with Rasputin. So
you turn around, you head backward where you saw the corridor split off, okay? You see Rasmus walk away. What are the rest of you doing?
Before Rasmus leaves, she'll call his name out. Rasmus.
You see, he'll stop and look over his left shoulder.
Before sunfall, we'll meet in the area in the front where we first met.
I will be back here very soon. We need to cross our corridor.
Okay. Be safe.
Okay.
She'll take that crossbow bolt and just sheath it.
All right. So you drop that back in your quiver, and as Rasmus heads back, what are the rest of you doing?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No. I was just about to say I was going to go get the chain, unless you were, if that's what you're going to say. Yeah. So we're going to like...
All right. So you head back as well, because those offshoots were from that same room, or right past it, right before, after it, rather. So you head back that direction.
You, Rasmus.
All right. And Anaho and Valfino, are you staying here? Are you following them? Is everyone heading back?
Well, as Rizia and Anaho, sidestep in the hallway the same direction, causing all this, confusing dance, he would have also said, well, you said that you wanted to go get the chains. I was actually going to recommend you go get the chains, because you're stronger than I am. And while you do that, I'll just stay here and try to figure out if it's a matter of getting close, some kind of trigger that way, or if there's something in the floor that's triggering the golem. Because I think the other room is only like 50 feet away. Or
Yeah, it's not far.
Close by.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just stay and try to investigate that floor space and move closer, move back, see if I can figure out what's triggering the golem to spin.
All right, I like that. And then Val, you're doing what?
Val will stay with the Naho.
Okay. All right, so let's move through this quickly for sake of time. You can definitely go back, Rizia. This chain is very heavy. It's 100 feet of chain. You chopped off 10 feet. So you pull out, you got 90 feet of thick chain. Rasmus is the only one strong enough to carry that chain. So
I mean, he's right there, though.
I have the same amount of strength.
No, not really. Nah, the number might seem like it, but no, not really. Rizia, you coil the chain up. You pull it off the floor. As you do, Rasmus, you move side to side. You go to the first corridor. So it was actually a T. So you went forward. There were one to the right, one to the left. You go from here coming back. Now it's one to your right, left. So it's opposite. Which way do you go?
I'm going straight to the one we haven't gone. So
No, I'm sorry. There are two you haven't gone to.
Oh.
There were two. So the room you came from, and then it teed off. So you could go for. Tee's not even the right word. So like there were three.
It's a four-way.
Yeah. So you came from this direction, and then at that intersection, it was a T. So you can go left or right from there before you go back to the room where the chain was.
Okay.
And yes, we do have visuals here, but this is just theater of mind to start.
He'll start by going right first.
All right. So coming back, then this is all right. So you head down a corridor that goes about 10 feet, and there is no light here. So your light source is
A little pebble.
You hold out the pebble, and it casts that yellow illumination, and you see several long tables along the walls of a 20 by 20 room. There are unlit torches sitting in sconces. Those are the only furnishings other than dust that lies thick over everything. Though you see there are footprints here that reveal someone walked in this room recently.
He's gonna Rasputin. Do you wish to get some air?
You wish me to aid you again, it seems.
I'm a little blind, as it seems to continually be.
I feel the oppression is gone. What happened? It feels freer. All right.
Come out, let me see you.
All right then. I will. And for the first time in a while, you feel that it's at once the sensation of having your flesh excoriated from your body, but then also covered with sensations of pleasure. So it's this bittersweet salt and sour simultaneously as it overcomes. You see Rasputin in his giant ebony form now hovers a few inches above the floor and towers a good 2 feet over you. He kind of pivots around. Bright in here.
Do you wish for me to put out the light? Sorry, was that a DM? Was that a no? Was that a
You guess. He said,
Put out the light.
much better. There was a human here recently. I can still smell the scent of his sweat. The blood coursing through his veins, leaving a coppery tinge in the air. He searched. Roll D20, Josh.
I'm gonna use 5 of my +1s to give myself advantage.
Okay.
Thank you, Amanda, for keeping this all up to date.
I sound like Leonard Cohen. What the heck,
I'm doing my best. Here we go. All right, that is a 13 on the die, but with perception, if that's what I'm rolling. If not, that's fine.
That's not what you're rolling. 13 on the die. Okay.
I have a great perception.
I know you do. The blood. The blood was not just his own. There was blood and blood upon blood.
Have you ever thought about writing poetry? I think you would be very good at it. As his hand kind of reaches up and kind of almost caresses through the form as he sends that little bit of like energy into Rasputin. It is good to see you.
And you. I know I have struggled. It seems different now.
I feel different now as well.
You should be careful here.
I can't go dying on you, can I?
If you do, just leave me in good hands.
As he holds up the black hand that he has. These are the best hands you are going to get.
All right,
Stay
hold
with
that.
me.
Hold that. Let's go back to you, Anaho. Anaho, you step forward, Valfino just slightly behind you, and you walk into the room. You take that first gentle step. Even though that blood is beginning to flow back down, your foot squelches in it, and nothing moves.
In the room or just in the hallway that we were standing in? That, right? Because it wasn't until we backed away from the room that it stopped.
Correct.
So
But you remember also when Rowan went in, it didn't start immediately. It started once Rowan got a few steps in the room.
Okay. In the slant of the room, of the of the bowl isn't so excessive that is it immediately slippery because it's like the blood and everything?
It's more slippery now than it was when Rowan went in. Because when Rowan went in, the cobbles were dry. Now they are slick with blood.
So the first step or so that I'm in, it has not started yet.
No.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna get back out. So it would seem, Val, that we have to be a bit further into this room for it to start. I don't know if that goes all the way around, but at least here.
Val will look down to Anaho and... How much do you weigh?
A little personal.
You knew it was a matter of time.
Yeah.
I don't have an exact scale of sorts, but I would say that I would be like 3 large sacks of potatoes. I don't know, 50 pounds.
50-pound sacks or 150?
No, like total of 50 pounds.
You would look at him and know 150 would be a gross exaggeration.
Do you mind if I try something? I will not throw you into the pit. I just want to lift you to get a gauge.
As Valfino kind of does that, Rizia will literally like.
Yeah, Rizzy, you're walking back now. You got you're
okay.
yeah, so you're arriving here because he walked in. You've got this huge heft of chain over your shoulder, and you're kind of and you're hearing this conversation as you walk up.
What exactly is happening here?
Here. I'll go ahead. I'll pull out both of my daggers. Let's call it a little game of trust, but not trust. I will bite you with my daggers if you throw me.
With the given circumstances, I say fair enough. And Val will reach underneath Naho's armpits and kind of pick him up like you would a child. And just kind of like bounce him for a second, gauging, kind of teeter-tottering, gauging how much he weighs, and sets him back down. And thank you for not stabbing me. My thought was I have a crossbow. It seems that if we touch the blood, that might be what sets it off.
That's the blood when I went in there just now. The blood is everywhere.
I mean the blood in the pool. If I remember correctly, that is what Rowan touched. She touched.
No. So I want to be just because you would not have thought that, Valfino, and if you did, I didn't describe it correctly. She just simply, so it had already started turning. She slipped, but she only slipped a few feet. That's why she was able to, slam her claw into the wall and pull herself up. She never got into the actual pool of blood. And you would have seen that, so.
If I may then ask, do we know what set it off? Do we know what started the spinning?
That's what I was trying to figure out and explain. So
Okay.
It seems like as Anaho went in just a little bit, it didn't start up again. But I didn't want to go further because it seems like we have to go further into the room to make it start. And that's just his current speculation. And I don't know if that is true, 5 feet all the way around the room, but it seems to be true here.
My thought was if we attached a rope to an arrow and could find something to get the arrow to stick to that was sturdy enough, if we could have Rizia give a good little tug on to make sure it wasn't coming back, would you be able to climb across?
Perhaps, but it might be difficult. Depends on how the rope can be attached and how the bolt would penetrate the stone. So, and where it could be lodged on this end. But, I mean, for the sake of testing it, to test it out if it sticks, I'll try. But no guarantee I won't fall either, so.
Do we have any more rope? Val will start searching through his pack and see if he has anything. Because we could always tie it around your waist again. And I promise I will not do the knots this time so you do not come loose.
But you look. Let's look to see. I think Razia will be back with those chains here soon too.
I am there.
No, she's there. She came walking up.
I am there.
Here with the chains. Right?
As Rizia's coming up with the change, did you call me?
Yes.
What were you?
So Val has an idea of possibly trying to create a rope tethered to the other side. Perhaps between the chains and trying to clog or lodge or dislodge that golem, and perhaps if we can string a rope to the other side, if that's possible.
I mean, it might cause the only issue I'm seeing is if it starts going off, then that whole rope and anybody on it is just going to get sucked right into the center.
Unless the rope is higher than the arms.
All right, back to Rasmus. You are followed by Rasputin. I presume you go to the next room over?
So this one room, it was a dead end. It was just a room and had just the blood scent in it and footsteps around, nothing else in it.
Quickly, we have a raid from Aftermath UK. Thank you very much for the raid of 12 folks. Thank you for the new followers. We appreciate that, all the first-time chatters. We're going to announce a giveaway here in a moment. And thank you for joining Blue Box tonight. We really appreciate that raid. All right, continue, Josh.
It was a question, DM.
Ask it again.
This room that I went to is just a closed room, just footsteps.
Yes, that's correct. There was nothing else in that room.
Brilliant. Then yes, he will come back out, and this time he will start using his own power as well, these aurasens or cantrips he has, to just push out his shadow magic and be able to let his aura just extend beyond, as he's going to, for one, be using his feet that he has that gives him blind sight after 10 feet, as well as he's going to be using Sift. So he's just scanning the area in a 30-foot radius.
All right. So you do this, and as you move back through to the other room, you cast your spell as you go through that corridor.
Or 10-foot cube, sorry.
Yeah. And as it follows you, you go through a similar corridor. It opens up into a room that's about double the size of the previous one. As Rasputin floats hauntingly before you, his ebony form moving so softly and silently, and yet carrying such portent of menace. And as he slides in the room, you see there are still the footsteps in the dust, and again his voice raspy through the darkness. The same one was here, the same blood on the walls, the same cry, the same sadness, the same haunting calls.
Then he is here. At least, Baldi or no Baldi, he is here at least.
As you look around, you do see, though, there is, as opposed to the previous room, there's a chest, cracked open, lid back.
He's going to take the pebble that he has with no light on it and just throw it at the chest as hard as he can.
You bounce the pebble off the chest. It clatters harmlessly across the floor.
And I was trying to aim for the lid to make it, like, open a bit more if possible. If there's...
Oh, I'm sorry, I was not clear. The lid is actually, it's fully fallen back, wide open.
Cool. Then he'll move forward with his crossbow and kind of just look inside or feel inside of the chest.
Well, there's two different things you're saying there. Are you looking or feeling? So you walk up to the chest.
Just blind sense.
All right. All right. You walk up to the chest, blind sense, Rasputin hovering next to you. Careful. I sense something here. And you hold the crossbow over, and with your sight, the chest looks completely empty. You see scraping along the walls and the sides of the chest as though there were recently contents that were gathered out. The footsteps in the dust here are moving around quite a bit, like it's being cleared out. There was quite a bit of movement here.
But you still feel something is here.
Or it could just be you've not bathed in some time.
You are, as he will say something in Elven, you are a bleep. How can you even smell? Huh? Tell me that.
You know I can't.
So he'll just laugh with him, chuckle more than anything, and look kind of back down, and he'll try and like investigate the chest or anything.
Okay, roll d20.
Ah! I don't want to.
You must roll d20. I'm coming back to the rest of the crew in 1 second. We have a split party here. Always a recipe for success. Thank you again, all the first-time chatters. And what'd you roll, Josh?
That's a 14 on the die.
A 14. I know your perception. All right. So, are you looking? You mentioned earlier you were going to reach in and kind of feel. Or it's just pure sight.
I'm looking for right now with my eyes as well as with my blind sense, and then if that doesn't waylay anything or reveal anything, then I will start looking inside of the chest and kind of feeling for any sort of like hollow backing or box.
You reach in, and there is a deep sense of trepidation as you reach in. You can feel this is ancient. You sense there is danger. And you lay your hands on the bottom of the chest, and we'll come back to you in a moment. All right, rest of the crew, you're back in the room, and so you now have this choice. So you see the blood-filled room, the congealing blood now pouring back into the pool, the rope already across. You have the chain across Rizia's shoulder, and what are you doing?
You think you can throw that thing, Rizia?
I can give it a try. I mean, worst case scenario, I don't make it. We can pull it back.
Oh, that is true.
So Rizia will start to pull the chain closer to the edge of the bowl of the pool.
Okay. You pull the chain. You now have the chain there. The whole 90 feet of chain is right there.
Okay.
Before you throw that, Rizia, DM, is there any kind of hook on the wall, a sconce, or something that this chain could be wrapped or anchored onto?
No. So the hallway was an empty cobblestone hallway. Inside the room, of course, you have the pit with the blood golem sitting in the middle, but there's nothing else beyond yourselves to anchor this to.
No sconce on the wall, hooks on the wall,
not in the hallway here. There's the grate above. That grate's above. There were torch sconces way back in the rooms that Josh was in, but you wouldn't know that. So, no.
Okay.
1 second. Oh. Now, question. Now, I have Groundbreaker, which once per rage, a barbarian can attack the floor as their standard action.
We saw you do that. Yep.
Yes. So would I be able to then do that onto the floor and make a spot to anchor the...
You could certainly try.
Okay, well, let's go.
All right, so you remember, it's based on the hardness, right?
Yes.
And I've given you the hardness already of this, so you're literally punching stone. Last time you did this, you almost broke your hand. But you didn't, because your roll was really good. So if you wish to try, you may.
Okay. Pardon-moi, I'm pretty sure Amanda said I have 12.
You going to use those? How many?
I will use 7.
All right, 7. You see Rizia, she stands up. Sorry, no. You see, with the chain standing behind her, she stands up, pulls her fist back, and Rizia, tell us what you do.
Okay, well, let's go in a comment. What am I rolling again? Strength or just an attack?
Yeah, so it's a D20 plus that. If you look at it again, you'll see the modifier you have, and you're rolling against the hardness. So just make your roll. Your strength, I know.
Okay. The modifier for just like an unarmed attack?
Yeah.
Correct?
Uh-huh.
Which is just strength, right?
Right. Yeah. You have a base attack bonus, but you don't need that. I just need your base roll plus your strength.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Thank you for the follow.
Back up.
Now wait. If you want to, I'm going to give you a chance here. I don't do this often, but I feel like we have been understandably moving slowly because this is very dangerous, and our players are cautious. If you're watching tonight and you're wondering why it takes them a long time to move through one room, it's because players see their PCs die on this stream sometimes, so they're very, very cautious. But I think if you want to, sometimes, all right, Josh has only lost, 2, 3, something like that. It's not that many. So I will give you the advantage, the inspiration mechanic. We don't run 5e here. We run essentially 3.5 with 1e, 2e elements, but we do like advantage and inspiration from 5e, so we bring those in. If you can properly roleplay this, I will give you a 1d6 inspiration to add to that roll. If I don't like it, I'm not going to give that to you.
Okay, so I rolled a 21 total with what I rolled plus...
Do you think that's enough?
I don't know.
No, you don't, do you?
I don't. It's over 20, like,
would you like to role play it?
Anyway, I'll try to RP.
Is that with your plus 7?
Yes.
Yes, that was her total. Yeah,
8,
that was her total.
My strength is a 6 plus the 7, so it was 21 total. Okay, so I will try to RP it. I mean, if it works, it works. That would be magical and wonderful. And if not, then I'll hate you forever. No big deal. Just kidding.
No pressure.
Okay. As Anaho and Val are kind of standing there discussing weights and seeing if they're able to throw him across, you can see Rizia as she's pulling this 90-foot chain down the hallway to get to the edge of the bowl. She's looking at the surroundings, the blood that's starting to beginning to fill in that pool.
Right.
And the chains start to go. You see her facing the pool, and she's just standing there, quiet, not saying anything, but she's starting, you could see her taking her breath in her shoulders. And she punches the ground.
I'm sorry, I think we lost your scream. I think it clipped out, but I'm sure it was glorious. I saw the effort in the scream. So you punch the ground, roll 1d6, add that to the 21.
Yay, I'll take it. Come on, roll me something good, please. I roll the time.
Okay, so that's all right. As Rizia punches down, Anaho, you've seen her. No, you didn't see her do this actually. You were down inside the well. Valfino, no, no one see. You have no idea what she's doing. You see her take a bare fist. She rears up. She hammers it into the stone. It seems like lunacy. You expect the shattering of her wrist as she does it, and instead you hear a. And you see the cobblestones in a 4-foot area crack, segment out, and leave a gaping hole in the middle. As she pulls up, you see blood dripping from her knuckles. But there is cracked stone.
You'd never do that to my face, or really any part of my body.
She kind of turns around and she wipes the blood off of her hands. Still, you can still see her shoulders. I would never do that to you, Anaho. But it gives us something to put the chain to. Help me out. As she kind of brings the chain over to the spot that she had created as an anchor.
Val will ask if we still have the rope.
The rope is still there.
Yeah, the rope is still. Yeah, you can see the rope's dangling in the. It was left there by Rowan.
At this point, Val will kind of just pop a squat and start seeing if he can attach the rope to the end of one of his crossbow arrows.
Okay. All right. As you do this, we now go back to Rasmus. Rasmus. You reach in. As you feel around the bottom of this chest, there is a catch. Like a false bottom. on the chest.
I felt those before. And he will slip his finger into that false bottom, just slowly.
As you do this, you hear a shatter of glass. Gas emanates up. I need you to make a saving throw. This is going to be a Constitution save, DC 18 on the die. DC 18.
Sorry. Con save, so Fortitude?
Yes. Fortitude save, DC 18. This gas, it's difficult to see in the dim light that you have because you put that little that light out, but you can smell this noxious. Your eyes begin to burn. The fumes go in your nostrils. Immediately, you begin to feel all of your glands extruding everything they possibly can. You have salivary glands triggering. All your snot is just like coming out of your nose. Your eyes are watering, and your roll is a.
So I was using the +2.
Right.
My last bit.
Last +2.
And I'm trying to see for Fortitude. I rolled a 10 on the die, so that's 12.
And
plus my 7 for Fortitude.
7, 19? You have a 19? Okay. You cough, you stagger back, you have pulled the bottom off, but the fumes, and all you hear now is the hissing of the fumes and the laughter. As Rasputin chuckles at you. I warned you.
Wiping the tear gas from him.
And in moments, the gas subsides, and the false bottom is pulled up.
And then he's gonna look inside to see what's in there.
As you walk forward, there's just enough light. You've got pretty keen dark vision. In fact, you've noticed when Rasputin is standing next to you, you have extraordinary dark vision. In fact, when he is out of your body, he's giving you something more. You look down and you see, oh, thank you very much. So redeemed by Jerry, +1 to Rasmus. Very nice, thank you. You look down, you see there is a simple necklace. It's a necklace.
Simple necklace.
It's a necklace of silver, no adorning, but thick chains, or thick links rather. About, let's call that an 18-inch necklace with thick links on it, just laying on the bottom.
Before touching it, he's going to cast Detect Magic just to look it over, try and discern what school it is. If it is magical, that is. Actually, probably should have done that before you.
He could have, yeah. He could have. As you do so, it's definitely magic, and you feel a reasonably potent enchantment on this.
He'll look up towards Rasputin. Any thoughts on this? You said it is a great power.
Well, great is a relative term. For you, it's great.
Am I safe to grab it? I'd rather not die.
I am not omniscient.
Yes, but you are an ass, I swear. As he will reach into the chest and just kind of grab the chain in his glove.
Okay, you pull the chain out. It is heavier than it looks. Even as you know, it's substantial, but it's even heavier than it looks. And we're going to go back now to the rest of the party.
He's just going to plop it into his bag and then go back to the party. So whenever you want me to meet.
Yeah, I will. All right, great. So party, you're now punching this down. Valfino squatting down, putting the rope with the chain. The cracks in the stone created by Rizia. What do you do?
I need some help with this plan. Oh.
What do you need help with?
So, I have an idea, but I'm stuck on what to do next. So, as Val stands back up, he has the rope attached to the end of his arrow. My thought is we shoot this into the grate and try and make it through one of the openings. DM, how is this a close link? Is it wide?
Oh, no, yeah, no, good question. So, it's about 20 feet off the ground from the center. And with the dip in the bowl, that would add another, let's call that 6 feet of slope. So it's about 25, 28 feet from the dip, but it's about 20 feet high from the edge of the hallway. The grate itself has about 3-inch holes in it. So there are bars, 3 inches bars, enough that certainly an arrow could get through with a good shot, but not a hand and certainly not a foot or a body, just, about a 3 by 3.
So my plan is if we can lodge an arrow through there, we can at least get to the grate.
My only concern
Val will,
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Val will then lean over to Anaho and kind of grab him by the hand or by the wrist and kind of just like look at his hands to see the size, because Anaho is childlike and has tiny little hands.
And we've established weighs 50 pounds, 3 sacks of potatoes. As you're having this conversation, you hear the scraping of footsteps, and you look up, you see Rasmus. Now, do you still have Rasputin out? You're muted?
You're muted.
But you look good when you're muted.
So actually on the way back, he's going to ask Rasputin whether he prefers to be inside or be out.
You don't get a response. You see he hovers next to you and goes quiet.
Then how about this? We have not tried this in a little while, and we are away from prying eyes. Stay out. I prefer being able to see you than just thinking to your voice in my mind.
Are you certain? Can you trust them? I've seen the way they look at you and the way they look at me.
You know that we can never truly trust anyone. But hey, we are the sons of darkness. Even
We
if
are,
accept us someone.
and you must be careful.
Thank you, my guardian. If you wish to disappear, I will not command you to disappear.
He just stands there next to you. You felt that resonate through your body when he spoke that last time, different than his normal voice, and you felt this from him before. It's like a vibration that goes from your feet all the way to the top of your head.
Then in a low voice, after kind of feeling that, you know I do not like commanding you. You are my friend and my guardian, first and foremost. And as such, I will take your warning. As he'll reach his hand back to try and accept him back into his body.
You pull him back in. You feel that same sense of tingling, the alloy of pleasure and pain as you suck him back in.
And then I join the group.
As he joins the group, you see Rasmus is sort of unsteady on his feet. And even as you're discussing the grate and looking at firing the shot, you see he's got snot coming out of his nose. His eyes are red and watery. His face is flushed.
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, so as she sees him, she's like, and then Rasmus cuts her off. She turns to Valfino. I think your idea would be good. However, I'm just worried about who's up there. If we shoot an arrow up there, it might cause some sort of alert.
I think they would have already been alerted with the spinning of the blood. That wasn't very quiet.
But that noise is a common noise that happens down here. Whatever they throw down here goes off.
The howl was probably not as common.
That's a good point.
But we take it little by little. Now, anytime I say little, I'm gonna have a slight grin on my face. If we perhaps start with, now that you have the chain anchored, take a toss, see how that works. Perhaps we end up reverting to a keen shot and swinging or climbing.
I'll toss it, and if it doesn't work though, we gotta get going.
Yes, for sure, and perhaps Rasmus could cue us in after you take some starts on what he found. Perhaps he found a way around.
Sadly, no, but take the shot.
So Rizia will grab the chain and attempt to throw it.
All right, and you are throwing it toward what, to be clear?
Just around the golem to see if I can.
Okay.
What's the word?
Yeah. You see,
I'm missing the word. The word that, like,
you're trying to bind the works of the golem.
Yes, thank you.
All right. So you toss the chain. As you toss the chain in, go ahead and roll a d20. This is not a difficult check. I just want to see what your roll is. You know, I mean, if it's a 1, you might smack somebody else in the face with it or whatever.
It's not a 1. However,
Okay.
I rolled a 2. So.
A 2. Okay.
There goes Val.
As you,
wrapped around Val's.
well, no, exactly. As you throw it, you make a great toss. It splashes in the center, but as the chain then goes into the water, it actually has wrapped a bit around Val's leg, but not bad, and it's not a full. Val just kind of like his feet are pulled out from underneath him, and he thunks. He thunks on the ground, and the chain kind of stops a few feet away, but the golem does not move.
The golem doesn't move. It's a few feet away from the golem, correct?
No, the chain is in. So you had a good, yeah. So you made the throw. It landed in. It's now in the blood where the golem is. The other end of the chain is just a couple of feet away, having yanked on Valfino's foot.
Rizia will start to climb in then.
Wait, what is it?
As Rizia's like climbing in.
Wait, what do you mean climbing in? Like you're walking in the sloped room?
Yeah, do it.
Okay. Rizia walks in the room. Anyone stopping, saying?
Yeah, Rizia, is your goal to perhaps bring the chain to the side of the room so we can use that to stir it across? Is that your goal, or are you trying to go give this thing a hug?
I mean, either or, whatever works.
I guess if you're close, it can't cut you. But I would recommend moving the chain to the side of the room.
Well, she'll try to move and pull the chain with her over to the side because of the way that the room is, right? Like, we'll just stay on the side.
All right. You walk it in?
Just about made it across.
Yeah. And the other side of the chain is anchored into the ground now, so.
All right, so you've anchored the other side of the chain. Rowan is nowhere in sight. Rasmus is wiping snot and holding a thick silver chain.
Nope, that was put away.
Valfino is dusting himself off, having been knocked to the ground, and Anaho seems to be raising a cautionary finger. And then, as Rizia walks in the room, thank you so much, Short Mom on the Run. You hear, and you see the golem begins to spin. As it spins, the chain starts to wrap around it, and you suddenly hear a pop, a clang. The chain slams around. The metal is banging, and then and all goes silent.
And you see like a fist, like a fist up in the air with like a thumbs up, being like, "We're good to go." I don't know how long this chain is gonna hold, but we better get going if we're gonna go.
Even as she says this, you see the chain at your feet, stamped into the floor where Rizia cracked it. It is still tense. There is still a vibration of the on the chain.
Rasmus will reach down to F. What is your name? Val. Reach down to Val to try and help pick him up.
Val was already up, dusting himself off, but yeah.
Gotcha.
Val could be sitting there dusting himself off. He might take that
Okay.
handout after
Fair enough.
the situation that happened.
He grabs and kind of lifts you up. Everyone, through first. I'll take last.
I'll go, and I'll need help on the other side though.
Val will. Oh. Val will pull out, or take the arrow that had the rope attached to it,
Right.
and kind of pull off the rope.
All right. You
Possible
detach it.
off the
Yep.
end.
You can do that.
And then walk over to where.
And as you're doing this, you hear that chain is vibrating more, and you see that there's a bit of a slip in the stone.
It's not gonna hold long, guys. We gotta get moving. Let's go.
I'm already going.
Val will run over to where the chain is anchored, kind of just for good measure, kiss the arrow and stab it in the last link right before. Not that it's going to do anything.
Sure.
Sentimental like mine, and then just.
Oh,
it.
it actually does do something. You dislodge the chain. It snaps out. No, I'm just teasing. I'm teasing.
That's the way. That was his plan all along.
No, it does. You slam the arrow. Is anyone doing anything but running? I need to know this now. All right, I need all of you to make a reflex save. Go ahead.
To note, when I make myself across, when I make myself across, I will help Anaho up.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. So I need each one of you to make a reflex check. I'm going to tell you the DC. I don't always do that, but I'll tell you it's not a hard one, but it's a DC 14 on the reflex check. That's modified by your dex plus your base bonus. If you have to tell me in advance if you're going to use what's that? So 15. All right, Josh. What's Rasmus have?
What is?
I rolled really low,
What'd you roll?
but I'm gonna have to wait to see what Valfino rolls
Becca, I'm sorry, go ahead.
because
Yeah, that one, the D20. All right, and then so what'd you have, Josh?
so I rolled a natural one.
Oh, then I don't need to know anymore. All right, Becca?
No. But I have, as an Inquisitor, I have a class ability that allows me to use another character's reflex roll, as if we're both working in tandem together.
I love that, and I've seen that used before with Markov, but I have some conditions around how that gets deployed, and those include both proximity and some level of concert in what you're doing. I don't think there's any, I don't want to nerf. I don't want to nerf your character's abilities, but how would it make sense logically unless you and Valfino, well, Valfino, were you close to Rasmus? You tell me. Were you right next to him?
We were running in
All right.
at the same time.
So then I'm okay. So let's okay. Yeah, hold that thought. Let me role play. What's your role, Valfino?
So I rolled a 17. I have a +3 for dex, and then I have a +3 for swim. So if we're swimming,
Well, we're not swimming, but that's okay. That's awesome though. So you have a dirty 20. You, Rasmus, as you're running in the most ungraceful way possible. Imagine here's my one anachronism for the evening. You know I'm not very big on anachronisms, but yes, it is the banana peel on the street corner, right? It is your feet come out from underneath you. Your head is about to slam on the floor. You see Valfino standing right next to you, but you know full well if you grab Valfino with your size and weight, you will throw Valfino to the ground, exchanging your role for Valfino's. What choice do you make?
Bro.
He'll take the fall.
Valfino, you see this happening, and Rasmus' head is about to crack on the ground. What do you do?
Am I mid-stride? Where am I at?
Yeah, you guys made it about halfway through the
I'm
room.
right-
So so you're kind of even with the pit.
Val will kind of see him kind of slip, and in that moment try and wrap his, I don't know if you can see me, wrap
can.
his arms around because we're side by side, is my understanding. But Val's gonna keep trying to move. Like he's gonna try and like catch him, but like keep shuffling along because he understands that this guy's a big dude. But like we need to hustle.
All right. And lastly, Anaho, what was your roll?
1.
A what? 21? All right. So.
I thought you said 1.
Yeah, all right.
Freaking kidding me?
So I need you, Josh. Please let Rasmus roll to confirm his fumble. As he slips back, his head careening toward the floor. All you have to do is make the DC I gave you. You don't have to do it.
Well, yeah.
No?
Don't worry, because the second time I rolled a nat 20.
A nat 20. Okay. So I don't have to use these. Does anyone know what this is?
That's your underwear.
It is not my. Anyone on stream know what this is? You know whose crit tables I use.
Your LPR or LOT, Lord of the Rings.
So I have both. We have Bloodwild Steve. I use his fumble tables. I also use these old Middle Earth. Oh, thank you, Doc Shoulder. These old Middle Earth role-playing tables here from the MERP system. They have the coolest fumbles, but unfortunately. I would have, but he didn't actually fumble, Steve. So next time, yes, you're exactly right. Roll master. You slam to the ground. You do take 1 point of damage as you strike your head, but you feel Valfino grab your feet and try to pull you toward the door. Each of you pushing now. Make one more check for me. Now you're coming up the side of the bowl. So this is actually a little easier, counterintuitive, going down a slippery surface. So this could be a DC 13 now coming up.
Yeah, I made it this time.
Okay.
Gosh,
Ooh,
dang.
14 plus 5.
Okay, you're good. Val?
Come on,
Rip.
Beth.
A
You got
2.
I got a 5.
Oh, no, no.
All right, and then Anaho.
3.
Plus 3. Okay.
All right, plus 3.
8. All right, Anaho. Remember, if you have any +1s from our chatters, you can use those, but you have to tell me in advance.
11.
11 total?
Yeah.
All right, right as you get close
To be fair, I did say I was going to help Anaho up.
Kupipa.
Did I not?
You did. You said you're
And
so.
I'm attached to Valfino right now.
Well, Valfino, right? So Valfino had grabbed you. You're falling. So Rizia, I'm gonna say, roll a.
Give me something good, John. Don't be mean to me.
No. So your total. All right, so roll a D10. Just a flat D10. That's going to be your bonus to him. Valfino, you're going down. With a 5, Valfino falls. You feel her. You were just getting your feet. You were two running together. Valfino falls, slams the ground, and starts slipping down the bowl now toward the other direction. You have a 5.
5.
That gets you over the 15. All right, so you're able, Rizia, with your help. You grab Anaho, but you see Valfino sliding, accelerating toward the pit. You see the golem. And hold on.
Damn.
The chain is not yet snapped, but you can see it's like the stone begins to grind. As the stone grinds, Valfino slides. What are you doing?
So do I still have the rope in my hand? 'Cause I took off the arrow but I still had the rope.
Yeah, but you also said you reached out to grab Rasmus. I'm not thinking.
Rasmus.
You said- we'll have to go back and watch this. I'm pretty sure you showed 2 hands grabbing Rasmus, but I don't want to. I'm pretty sure you did. All right, hang on. Let's see. No, you dropped the rope. You don't have the rope. So you're sliding back. Your hands are slipping. You try to stop. Your feet scrabbling. Go ahead, Rasmus.
Rasmus, seeing this, as he's going to go, then slide on one leg extended, the other leg kind of in a crouch. So he's hopefully sliding down. And as he gets down to Valfino, he's like, "You better bleep and trust me now." As he's going to grab you, and then he's going to cast his new spell that he just gained. It's a 2nd level spell. It's Ghostbane Dirge. As he's going to grab him, and they both turn into like shadows, semi-physical entities.
Let Let's go. All right, now I have one thing you must do. This is a highly stressful situation. Quick move. We're actually two things you must do. One, we're going to roll for initiative. Two, you're going to make a concentration check. So D6 on the die, and the DM has... Oh, well, there you go. DM has a 1 on the die.
5.
All right, so you get there. Now you're concentrating. So roll D20. All you have to do is roll under your intelligence. It's a concentration.
I don't
So
have a high intelligence.
you don't. That's unfortunate.
No. I'm going to take my
Josh.
-1 for the... Yes?
Does it matter if I have like a saving throws in this, or is that not something that we can use?
No, you can't. But Rasmus did just get 5 +1s from Renreb. So if you want to apply all those, you can.
Yes, I will.
All right.
Take all of my
Renreb.
minuses.
All right, so you're going to subtract those from your roll. You're trying to get under your intelligence because you're distracted, you've fallen, you've taken damage, you're sliding on your feet, you're surrounded by blood. This is a very difficult place to cast a spell, and your roll is a?
My roll is a 6.
A 6.
5, actually, because
What
with my
is
other
your
-1.
intelligence?
Thank you, Renrab.
Suddenly, you both become dark vapor of night. And with that, we go to break. Blue Box will be right back.
I love you guys. I needed to be so much.
Good time anyway. We always leave the mics hot, and there is a lot more coming.
Renrab.
We've been all theater of mind, which has been fun, but we do have some both VTT and physical tabletop stuff set up here. And thank you, Mad Chatters. You guys were super helpful tonight. Thank you again for the raid that we had, and good to see all of our friends that joined us, all the new followers. We really appreciate it. We'll talk about our giveaway after the break. Blue Box will be right back.
Alfino, you mother trucker, I swear.
Rasmus, don't be surprised if Valfino gives you a big old smooch to say thank you for
Oh,
saving.
gosh.
Rasputin will be jealous.
It's really for Rasputin.
It's a Rasputin comes out. Oh, like full on venom tongue.
Just the way I like it.
Just Scooby Doo, just. You saved my master. Thank you. Yes,
Doug from
yes. Admerginger79. I did. I used your advantage. I used all of it. Thank you so much. Seriously, I used all my +1s, which I used as -1s. Renrev, I'm sorry to blow all that 1,000, but thank you so much to save the vivacious one's life. I'm so glad they can't see you right now. Gosh.
I'm adorable. It's okay. I know. Don't be jealous.
Oh, you are adorable.
Okay, look.
Just about
if I
adorable.
could take this chair right now. Just
And she's coming in with a chair. Ooh, and that's gonna hurt. Now we're getting Vivi, the snack master, coming back at you.
No
Vivi, how you doing
snacks.
tonight?
I was too lazy to cook tonight, so then I was ordering food and it's not here yet, and I'm disappointed because I'm hungry.
ooh, I have
You know
bacon
it's-
fudge upstairs. I'll be back.
Pardon me?
Bacon
That sounds
fudge.
delicious. That sounds so good. Okay, I'm sitting here and it's really bad because I'm like at my desk where we. Oh, look at her, Becca. Can you like? Oh, she should frolic. Can you frolic? You know where it's like, where that woman.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Amazing.
Look at all the
Incredible.
fucks I don't give.
We're still live on audio, Vivi.
Oh, oops, I mean, sorry. I can do one, I think.
Yeah, we have one. We're PG-13.
That's
We're
it.
allowed to
Okay,
have
so that
one.
was it. Sorry. The problem with this is now my hobby desk. I'll show you. Hang on a second. This is like in general just my streaming computer desk, but it's also my hobby desk. So here comes my issue now. I've been sitting here staring at like all of this stuff over here that I'm
jeez.
painting. So it's just like I want to paint.
I will start painting. Actually, I want you
Will
to
you
know.
for real? Do
Yeah.
you want me to
be-
send you a picture of what I'm working on now?
Yeah, totally. Isn't it the
Just kidding.
don't tempt me with a good time.
Gasp.
No, I'm gonna start painting my terrain because like that I feel more comfortable painting. Like this is the little boat. Come on, maybe.
Put your hand behind it. Come on.
You
know
put
how
your
to do
hand
this.
behind. I'm white.
I know, but put it closer to the camera. Closer to the camera. Now put the mini. Oh yeah, jeez,
Yeah,
it just
see, I'm
blends in,
very
doesn't it? That
Like-
literally did nothing.
I'm
Oh,
an
man.
insanely white individual. Here we are. Maybe.
Oh yeah, I can kind of see it. Take a picture of it and send it in the
Yeah,
group
yeah,
chat,
yeah.
because that's what I'm gonna do right now. I can't really see it.
Yeah, no, it's it's a sloop with shields and an axe on it.
Oh,
But-
that's so cool.
But yeah, it's mainly this that I'm really gonna start painting because I want to have this large wooden fort or palisades
Yeah, you
all
should
done
though.
to go. But this freaking thing, these take me 27 hours to print. Just one of these.
Yeah,
Just insane. I mean, it makes sense. Because
It
I have
makes
it on the
sense.
normal slow setting so that it looks really nice.
that's good though. Whatever, it's worth it honestly if you just take your time. Mind you, I don't really paint or print minis.
Yeah,
but...
you don't really paint.
No,
You
I don't
paint at
print.
all.
I don't.
I
print
paint all
ones.
the time. You barely
Yeah,
paint.
I know.
Beginning of this stream saying I did something to set up.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, something about the light.
We can hear you
Oh,
guys. I
is
don't
this
know if
like-
it matters
Hey,
if your
shut up.
conversation is
Mark.
being heard or not.
Jeez.
Just
Um,
don't say anything.
With those
Josh,
two
did you
kids...
see the message I sent you?
Yes, I did. Now be quiet. Gosh, Vivi and I are trying to have a conversation.
Can you see us?
Yes, I can see Rory. Oh, gosh. That was hot.
Do you think it's that light that's coming from the side?
There is no. I turned that off earlier so that
Yeah.
it hasn't been on.
What's that?
I
Yes,
haven't
yeah.
gone either. Brrr.
Check the maybe the zoom settings. Are you trying to figure out why she goes blurry sometimes?
Okay, I'm sending
Whoa.
photos
Do you
in the
have-
group.
Does that work better?
I'm not sure.
Let me take a photo of this little sloop.
Video rendering method.
It might be that she's not as good looking as Rory because now it's focused right now. So it's
Why is it
see
fine?
now.
I
it's
wonder if
blurry.
Becca sits in Rory's spot. You guys should just switch. Because it seems
Hello. I am a novel.
Hey, all of you Mad Chatters. Yes, we do leave our microphones hot. We have some new followers, so if you didn't know that, we do that on purpose.
yes.
Which is dangerous because the DM leaves the room. And by the way, the DM actually, Amanda, we're going to zero mine out between sessions. Those shouldn't carry over unless it's a contiguous combat. But I do have some.
And Val will get all of them.
Yeah, I was
No,
gonna
they
say, I
just.
was like, you're gonna
And will be
divide
divided
that
up
between-
through the
yeah.
group. Thank
No,
you
no,
so
no,
much,
no, no.
Amanda.
And the DM can't level up. No. But it's not fair for me to carry that over. But I actually, because it's not going to be needed tonight. Trust me, I have enough firepower to throw at you here in a moment. So, but no.
Basically, what he's saying is that he doesn't need it because he's already going to murder us. Thank you very much.
Murder is such a strong word. Just,
XP if we survive.
I did. I said there is XP tonight if you survive.
Oh, dang. I didn't know that. So we have to survive.
You didn't see that in the chat?
Time to run upstairs.
Yes, you do. Go ahead.
Okay.
Vivi,
Yes.
it
I
says
forgot my
DM negative 31.
Oh, nice try. Right, nice try. All right, so we're going to come back live on video, but we're starting yet. We're waiting for Valfino.
You know.
But let's go ahead and kick off our giveaway tonight, and it's one I love. Now, we're going to have an amazing giveaway coming up next week. I have a very special giveaway for our Greyhawk Awakening.
Le gasp.
Yeah, Le Gasp.
Giving away his skeleton.
I believe it would be Le Gasp, not Le Gasp, but that's fine.
Le gasp.
No, actually, you're in Canada. You would know better than me. What am I saying? Is it Le Gasp or Le Gasp?
Le Goose.
John, are you really wanting to start this argument?
No, because I'm going to lose. No, I don't want to start that argument.
As an American vegan, I can tell you.
I took 3 years of French in high school. Come on.
My father
Lay is plural, right? Le is singular. So it would be le gasp for one person. Wouldn't lay be multiple people gasping?
I am gasping multiple times.
Oh, I was right.
It's not just a singular gasp. You can have and then be done. It's like a
continuous gasp.
I feel so validated right now. All right.
welcome, John.
Yeah, Ren Reb, those were stacked up because I was actually really kind to the players last session and I did not use them. And I should have actually. I could have really. Man, I got to be meaner. I'm sorry.
Look at Rebecca is coming from
Mad Chatters, I need to apologize to you. I always encourage the oh, look at that. I always encourage the players to use them. Hello, Full in Action Gaming. Welcome to the Mad Chatter. The Chatter Dome is a great place to be.
We'll sort of back up and see if that helps focus.
Oh yeah, just keep going back up. Becca, just keep back.
Got me this.
You guys got to fix. You're always
perfect.
Okay. Wait. So hey, there's a neat trick. You can actually fix your focus, so it doesn't autofocus all the time. And if you know you're always sitting in the same place. Oh, there we go.
See,
that's much better. Yes, the walk across the that was much better. All right. Amanda, you tell them to use it. I know, it's so true because I'm already considered a killer DM and I'll often forget to use my my +1. So I promise, Mad Chatters, I will be more diligent at applying your damage to these players.
Fair, you should feel guilty. Just kidding.
No, I kind of actually do a little bit, just a little. All right, so as we resume, tonight's giveaway is super fun. We're in Greyhawk. We're doing old school D&D, and this is. Does White Plume Mountain mean anything to you, Josh?
Yes.
Yes.
An absolute death trap.
Becca? Old school D&D module here. Lightning Source reprint, not the original, but it is actually better formatted than the original. So we're going to give away this Lightning Source reprint of the old White Plume Mountain module. It's complete with all the letter stuff in the back and all the maps in blue. So this will be our giveaway tonight, and I'll kick off the Nightbot. And as I do so, I'd like you each to talk about our sponsors. So let's have Mike Disney for Josh. Let's have Rory do Mantic Games. Let's have Vivi do Cozy Gamer Dice. Then let's have let's see if Becca can do Trollord Games. That'd be fun. And then let's come back to Josh for Cowboy Hob.
Yeah,
and starting with you, Josh, go ahead.
I was like, man, I'm good for Cowboy Hob. Mike Disney, I feel like I cannot do him justice with his amount of skill in not only roleplay, also his incredibly insane good looks, not including how good he is at painting miniatures and his skill and his awesome channel that he has here on Twitch, which if you want to go and watch some great videos that really help you calm down. You think Bob Ross was the turn of the century? No. You need to go and watch the one and only.
The one and only.
Mike Disney. Thank you very much.
Well done. All right. Vivi.
Yes. Are you looking to roll some nat 20s? Then you can get yourself some Cozy Gamer Dice. They have a bunch of different styles of dice on their website.
I'll turn that down so it's not so loud. Hang on. I want you to. It's a voiceover for you. Let me fix that. All right. Keep going. Keep going.
You can buy Cozy Gamer Dice online. It comes in different shapes and sizes and colors. Guaranteed to roll you nat 20s. Ta-da!
Yeah.
Ta-da! Well done.
Gamer Dice.
Nicely done. Rory.
Yeah, Mantic Games, right? So if you're not like Josh, printing all his stuff,
Mantic
you go to Mantic Games. Because they have miniatures and terrains, and they also have terrain crates. So you can just buy it all there.
For sake of time, I won't play the whole thing, but you know they also have Kings of War. You can't beat this. Support Mantic Games with their incredible Terrain Crate, Kings of War, and their new tabletop systems. All right, Becca.
I apologize. I'm still learning. Troll Lord Games.
Yeah.
They make modules for Castles and Crusades. And I wish I could give you guys a little bit more information on them. I apologize. I am still a newbie, but they're amazing, and you should go check them out.
Yeah, this is my forced learning system. I'm sorry, Becca, that was not fair of me. But they make not only Castles and Crusades, but the World of Aird, which is featured now on the Tiers of Aird on our Sunday games every other week, alternating with Fall of Red Dawn. And they are fantastic. Thank you, Troll Lord Games. And Becca, this is the baptism by fire. Like, just throw you in the deep end. All right,
Yeah,
Rory.
Becca.
I will remember this.
I know you will. I know you will. I can feel the daggers shooting out of me right now. It's
Thank you,
okay.
Chuck.
Can you feel the glitter?
I can't. Oh no, daggers, please, no glitter, just the daggers,
Just the dagger.
just the daggers, no glitter. Rory.
Rory.
I'm doing. We're going back to Josh for the last.
You're
Going back to
doing
Josh.
Mantic.
I gave you
did Mantic
two.
as well. I freaking
I
love
gave you
Mantic
two.
games.
Didn't I?
Oh,
No.
No, I got two.
All right,
Rory
Josh.
did Mantic
Josh.
games.
Josh.
Yes. You want me to do Mantic and Cowboy Hub?
I gave you Hob. Yes.
I just did Mantic game.
I gave Josh Hob.
Hello, I'm sharing that for Cowboy Hob. Cowboy Hob is one of our players that is usually here, but instead is choosing their future over D&D. What?
What are you doing?
What she doesn't choose over? She doesn't choose over her clients. Her commissions are open at the moment. All the character artwork, other than Rizia, Melon Lover, is all done by the one and only Cowboy Hob. Cowboy Hob puts a lot of detail, a lot of love, a lot of pressure onto her people that are sending her commissions because she wants your artwork to be spotless, flawless, uncomparable to all of the other greats. You think Frazetta had the top of the charts in D&D? Just you wait. Cowboy Hob's coming for that. Just you wait. Thank you. Over and out for tonight. I'm Joshua Blake, and this is Blue Box RPG.
Reporting live from Blue Box RPG.
All right. So, in the chat, to enter in the giveaway, it's going to be !white plume. I'll copy and paste it so you all have it, but it should be pretty self-explanatory. And we'll give that away at the end of the night tonight, and I'll pop that in the chat. Here we go. Control V. Boom. There you go. All right.
Just so will the keyword just be white?
No, it's !white space plume.
Okay.
All right. Josh, dude, I don't need that tonight. I really don't. Okay, back to the game. Thank you for being patient. And I'll kill that background. Kill it. Kill the background. Love, love, love what you did. That spell, Josh, incredible. Yep. So as you both turn to this dark mist and float up, describe exactly what that looks like.
So it's not so much that we float upward, but we become semi-corporeal. The targets coalesce into a semi-physical form for a short period of time. So we're only in this for the next 5 rounds. So he taps, they both go into almost Rasputin-like images of themselves, very breaks in places, almost like mummies of sorts of themselves. As he taps, and you can hear move, go, as he's going to try and throw you ahead of him. But his hands just kind of pass through you a bit, but you feel a little bit of a physical touch from him.
So Valfino, this was to call this a unique experience would be a deep understatement. You slip, you fall, you slide, you scrabble, looking for rope that you dropped, unfortunately, because you were trying to help the same one who's helping you now. As your hands slide against the cobblestones, your palms being ground against the stone, bleeding, then suddenly...
Do I have traction? Can I feel anything? Like, I know that
None.
Rasmus, I kind of felt something, but like, do I have any traction? So if I were to try and climb, would I make any gain or?
You feel yourself no traction, but also no gravity. Just sort of.
So Val will kind of take a moment and like try and touch. There's nothing. Like, it's a millisecond that he's just like, okay. And he kind of like crouches down and tries to jump like up, like push himself up if possible. So if there's no gravity, he's going to try and like launch himself kind of up and out of the blood.
As this happens, Josh, both player and also experienced DM with the spell, why don't you tell me what happens for him, Balfino?
As Valfino pushes upward from the blood, it almost like the blood wasn't on him at all as he pushes upward, and very similar to that of like a ghost, just pushes and floats upward as if weightless. And then right as Rasmus will see Valfino's kind of finally over the edge and towards the group as Rizzy is grabbed onto Anaho, is like pulling him in. He will then push up after Valfino and trying to follow in until both of us are over the ledge. Then he will drop it as they both recoalesce and kind of fall onto the ground.
And when you say recoalesce and fall to the ground, you can move how far with this spell?
You just have a certain number of rounds. So
yeah, so that's fine. I mean, like, yeah, so that's 30 seconds. That's plenty of time. So you slide back up, but as you're sliding back up, Rizia and Anaho, you have moved toward the hallway. You're now at the top in that entrance of the hallway, and.
Bye, Anaho.
Oh no, my God, I wanted that chain to snap. The chain still has not snapped, but you can feel it is so close. The chain is like... you guys come up toward the surface, and in a few moments, all is quiet, and you are in the darkness of the hallway. You recoalesce, Valfino. You know you have just been saved. Even as you tried to save Rasmus.
Val will kind of try and pull himself together a little bit, kind of, you know, make sure everything is there, kind of do a head, shoulders, knees, and toes, kind of check down the list, make sure everything is still there, like pat himself down. Then move over to Rasmus and put his arm down to lift him up. Does Rasmus accept this offer?
Rasmus grabs with one hand and pulling his crossbow to his side will kind of do a full scan, and he'll just nod to you, Val. Thank you.
So in this moment, as Val brings Rasmus up, he'll kind of pat with the other hand, like clutch him and hold onto his arm and bring him in for a hug and say, thank you. And give him a smack down, kind of a, you know, brotherly, like, not like smack down, but like...
I was like, oh!
Hug and a slap!
Just Sparta kicks him back into the... Yeah. No, just like pats him like a, you know, you would a friend, and says thank you, and turns as Rasmus is pulling out his crossbow and everything, and turns to Rizia and Anaho and just like looks at them, trying to gauge like, friend or foe, where are we at mentally? Am I accepted or am I still kind of on the outskirts?
if you look at Rizia, she kind of gives you an impartial look. She's just glad that you guys made it out. She's thankful that you helped Rasmus as well. Out. And vice versa, that you guys both helped each other out. But then she comes immediately, once we get to the door. It's not locked, correct? On the other side, you said there was a door on the other side. It's not locked.
No, you've not gotten that far yet. So
Okay.
you're in a corridor. The corridor extends into the darkness, but you do see, Rizzy, as you look down, especially with your keen eyes, there is a form, semi-naked, trembling on the ground, with a bolt sticking out of the leg. Tattered remnants of clothing, scattered garments, shaking on the ground.
She'll come down for a closer look, but she will take her great axe out just in case. Or she bends down to get a closer look to see who exactly that is.
No perception check needed. You see Rowan. But Rowan, pallid, unconscious. Every place where her garments were sort of in the extremities have been tattered. All of her belongings scattered along the ground next to her, and she's just shaking, and that bolt is sticking out of the sort of the hind part of her hamstring. Struck her as she ran, and she's now just on the ground shivering.
She takes off one of her furs to cover Rowan, being that her clothes is tattered, and she looks up at Valfino. You know her the best. Is she safe right now? What are the odds of her turning again?
Val will walk up past Rizia and kneel down next to Rowan, kind of putting a hand on the fur.
Oh, there's no fur now. So she's back in.
No, I put my.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah,
They
okay,
kind of
yeah.
made her modest and covered her up.
Yep.
So Val will kind of kneel down next to her and placing himself in between Rizia and Rowan, and just kneel down and put a hand on her and look down at her, and while still looking down at Rowan, answer Rizia with saying, I'm going to level with you here. I've never actually seen her turn. I'm not sure what is going to happen from here. And just kind of stay. Val knows. Val will explain. She confided in me. We are friends. I trust her and she trusts me. But this is the first time I've ever experienced this. She gave me the wolf's bane in case. But I am not sure what is next.
Rizia will lock eyes with Valfino, just trying to gauge to see where she's coming from, since motive kind of thing. I won't roll for it, though. But
Well, actually, but I will.
Oh, okay.
You can roleplay this as there's nothing certain from your sense motive.
Okay. So Rizia kind of just studying Valfino's words and just his facial expressions. I appreciate your honesty. Let's get the heck out of here. And she will scoop up Rowan and go and head down the corridor, you said, right?
Yep. Right. So Rizzy is moving down. Anyone else?
Well, I'm gonna pick her up first.
Yeah. No. I caught that. I'm sorry.
I'm not gonna be like, hey, bye, guys.
Yeah. So yeah, you scoop her up, and again, she's light. But of course, her belongings are still on the ground as well. Many of them scattered. You also see there's a backpack that sits among them.
I will willingly pick up her belongings.
Oh, how kind of you, Anaho.
Will kind of hold back and help Anaho because he doesn't, he thinks that there might be some sneaky pocketing of things. He's not 100%
What?
sure.
From Anaho? No.
So he's just
so
gonna stay
trustful.
back and after Naho is done picking up and Val is helping, he'll put a hand on Naho's shoulder and says, "I'll be taking that, thank you." And takes the bag and then follows after Rizia.
When Rizzy had picked up the body, Rasmus would like to kind of like move over and be like, it might be best to remove the bolt.
As you say that, she'll stop and she'll look at you. Yeah.
If you wish, I can carry her. That way you can be more ready and able to treat whatever's ahead.
I mean, you are almost as strong as I am.
I hate all of you.
All right. So what do you do? Steve, there are no dinosaurs. Stop it.
Rasmus, it might be best if you and I take the lead.
You and I?
Between your abilities, Rizia is easily able to carry the body, and Valpino may be a bit distracted at the moment, so it seems. So, if you and I take the lead, with your ability and my keenness, perhaps we keep them safe first. You are strong after all. For though you better be if you still plan on hunting those that follow me.
Let me treat this first. Valfino, will you do me a favor? You're muted at the moment. It is hard to hear you.
Depends what you need.
I just need you over here to hold on to Rowan. In case she does wake up, I'd rather her see your face before any of ours.
I can do that.
And he will move over to where the wound is. Now I need to get the wolfsbane out because it is poisonous to her kind system. If left in for a long amount of time, it can fester and possibly make it a lot worse.
What position are you putting her down in so that way I know where I'm at?
Josh, you got to be careful with that, Becca.
Yeah, it's in the back of her leg.
Over it. Okay.
He was just going to have her on her side.
Okay.
Okay.
So Val will be like in front, so toward facing her, kind of holding her there, and he will be watching Rasmus and staring at where the arrow went in, and then move back to her face, and then you can kind of see that he glazes over. It's like he's there, but he's not there. Like he's somewhere in his head. He's able to hold on to her, but he's gone.
And with this, I'm going to try and do a heal check just to try and remove the...
Go ahead and roll.
Pull out the...
Great role play, by the way. Rebecca, that was awesome. Well done.
Yeah. I mean, sure, could have been better.
No, it was better than yours, so that's fine.
Yeah, way better.
Way better. Yeah, as long as it's better than yours, it's all we care.
That is going to be a 19.
Yeah, that's fine. All right, so you reach down, you grab the bolt, and you look at it. You know there's a choice between the push through or the pull out. And in this case, it's clear the push through is the better option. It has not hit bone. So you snap off the fletching, and you see him place his palm against the bolt. He takes a deep breath, and he punches through with the arrow. You see it come out the other side, and then without movement, there is not the slightest twitch. But from nowhere, from the ether, there is a howl that comes from the stones from everywhere. Her body trembles and goes limp.
Val
Hold on a minute. Like limp as in like, or like limp as in like unconscious.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Can we kill Rowan?
I don't know. You guys are doing enough.
Josh, did you kill Rowan? Hobbs is gonna be pissed.
Rasmus will literally like, have done the motion. The howl will begin, and he's just like, as he would if she's like bleeding pretty bad, he's going to use automatically a cure light wounds.
There's no blood.
Okay, then he just
Which is odd.
Wraps it up with this heal check.
Okay.
Trying to really make sure it's all good to go. And then tears it and then pins it in while this howling's going on. So once it ceases, he's going to look over to Val like with that same look he got in the beginning when he first saw her change, and just like, do you know anything about that bleep?
Val will have stopped looking at Rowan and kind of looks down. And is very somber and now that I don't know about. And he just kind of looks up at Rasmus. And there's still kind of that glazed look in his eyes. And I don't know how to say this. There's the glazed look, but he's kind of a blank. Just not mentally here right now. And your guess is as good as mine.
And Rasmus is going to look back and kind of move closer over top of Rowan's body. We don't have time for you to be checking out on this. Get your ass back here. As he's going to hit you on your left side with his right arm and just going to pat you. A little bit forceful.
Thunk. As you do this, you feel there's still warm flesh, but no response. The body just slumps over. No blood coming from the wound. Just completely limp.
But he's going to pick her up.
Vivi.
Yeah, Vivi!
The only reason why I'm laughing is because I'm talking in our group and I just am placing the blame on the two people that have possibly killed Hob. And
She's messaging Hobbs, telling her that we killed her.
Listen, Rory and I had nothing to do with this. It's just all Josh and Becca.
All Josh. It's all Josh's fault. All right, so you pull her over your shoulder, and you can still feel there's a pulse. So whatever that sound was, it was the wolfbane exiting her body, and some reaction that was occurring. And as far as you know, perhaps her first interaction with wolfsbane, and it created this very strange effect. You carry her down the hallway, and you do see a door at the end of the corridor. Nothing else. Like, it's a straight corridor, and there is a door at the end. Wooden door, studded, has giant rivets, and a huge brass handle that looks like it could pivot.
It's like I will check the door.
No,
Otherwise, if it's like all the other ones, it'll just open.
I'm right behind you.
You open the door?
Yeah, I mean, I'll just do a quick glance over it, see if there's anything. All the other doors have been just fine, but, you know, maybe I've known some people that complacency killed them, so I'll still do a quick check on it.
You're checking for traps.
Yeah.
As you look at it, you feel like there's something very strange about the handle. Maybe a coating of poison? There's some dark substance on it?
Is it the same dark substance that was in that book?
Good question.
From the...
So he would have to tell you, and you would look. But,
Right.
Gosh, Brizia.
Come on, Rizia, what are you doing?
I mean, I tower over him. I'm pretty sure I'm looking.
Oh yeah, okay. So yeah, you see he's investigating this.
What is it? I don't know.
Well, kind of like I think you're already suspecting. And I'll go ahead and I'll pull out one of those vials to compare just to. And actually, Rizia, could you hand me that dagger that I gave you?
Yeah. Hang on.
Don't touch the blade, please. Don't touch the blade.
All right.
Okay. I'll just compare the consistency, knowing that I don't want to touch the stuff.
All right, so I'm saving my previous roll. I'll use a different die now.
And then just kind of, anything I know about poison.
And as you're comparing, you're just holding it up?
Yeah, holding it up. I'm not scared to touch the blade to it either. I know roughly the consistency from when I scraped it off the book, but I'll use the blade and kind of rub it on the handle as well to see how the other stuff reacts.
The door is a mimic and the doorknob's a tongue. Great idea. Unfortunately, as you see this happen, and Rasmus is watching, Valfino's watching, Anaho compares it, and as he does, his thumb touches the brass handle on the door, and the black stuff just wipes off. It's simply soot. Someone came through here with a torch, guttered and put soot. I rolled a nat 1. You can see it on his trap check. So this is what I do when I do because I always say if you check for traps and you know what you've rolled, then you know the outcome. And if you roll a 20, then you're pretty sure if you say there are no traps, then you know there are no traps. Yeah. If you roll a 1, and I sometimes roll these behind the scenes, but I'm not going to drag this out. Basically, Anaho feels silly. Clearly, this was nothing.
Basically, John likes to give us anxiety.
Yeah, seriously.
No, I play the dice.
So slow.
I need to remind myself less caffeine on Tuesdays.
All right, and
here's the blade bath. Just remember, if you need a quick stab, I can't emphasize enough. Use that blade.
Oh right, yes. I keep forgetting about this thing. I even forgot I had it for a second there.
Yeah, I know. Trust me. I know. It's okay though. Just if everyone would back up, and I'll just once everyone's clear of the door.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'll go ahead and stand by the hinges and unlatch the door, but then stand by the hinges so that we're clear of the door.
Okay.
And I have a quick peek into the room if it's lit.
All right. You open it, and you can kind of peek through. Nothing jumps out. You see a chamber that's dominated by, as you look through the edge of the door, looks like 2 thrones, and you can barely see through the crack. There are figures seated on these thrones. And then you look up, you can see the ceiling is quite high here, and there's the cold waft of the stale scent of rot, of death. But the door is only open this far.
Over to Rasmus. I'll point to both Rasmus and Valfino, but insinuating that I want Rasmus to come first, but for both of them to come. And I'll just, point to my eye and point into the room and 2 people in there sitting down, dead but walking, dead but living.
Oh.
Just work out the hand, so I don't know what to do. You might want to be ready to fight. I don't know if they're actually living or if they're dead. It stinks horribly. So, Valfino, you might also want to be ready, but Rasmus, I don't know if Rasputin or yourself would know what this is.
Can Rasmus see in, or can Valfino see in?
Anyone can, yeah.
Yeah, I'll move out of the way.
You can peek in, but again, it's a very small crack. The door is not, it's been unlatched. As you peek through it, you can see this large chamber. It looks like it's marble. Blocks along the outer walls have this really gorgeous design of marbling inside the blocks, and then you see a corridor that seems to go past the opposite wall between two thrones, and you can make out humanoid figures lit by torches, sort of backlit, so it's difficult to see much about them.
Volfina, what can you see?
Same thing.
Probably not much more than you. And as he's looking, he's grabbing his crossbow and just kind of holding it up in his arm against his side. Just in preparation. He'll look he's crouched down right now, so I'm assuming Rasmus is looking above him.
He is. He's gonna kind of nod and look at the rest of the group and kind of nod his head as he's gonna back up with Rowan still in his arms. Because
I thought you had her slung over your shoulder. Are you carrying her like this?
He's carrying her.
He's carrying her like this. Okay, all right.
And he's gonna kind of move back to the back of the group. He's like, "Hey, on your guys' mark, I have."
Val will.
What that's Val? What?
Val will take his dagger out in his other hand, and so he has a crossbow in one and a dagger in his other, but it's to the point where he can still support the crossbow with his arm, but the dagger's there. And look to Anaho, because Rizia is behind us, right? Rizia is in the back.
Right.
So he'll look to Anaho and say, "All right, kid, whenever you're ready."
Look back at Rizia. I'll make eye contact with you, Rizia. I'll look at you. Lift up my left hand, whatever hand it is you have the symbol on. I'll just rub the back of my hand. And go. And just give a slight bow. And open up the door. Like, with me in front of the door, just fully swing it open.
And Rizia will, with that, she will take her great axe out. And we'll win.
He opens the door.
I'm still in the door.
Oh, you're not. You just swung it open.
No.
Okay.
Oh, you swung it open. Okay. As he swings the door open, you see the chamber more full, exactly as described. There is. And I've got you kind of already in the room, but I'll just pull you back for sake of how you're actually placed here. But we had Rizia in the back. We had Anaho, Rasmus. Oops. And you see the ceiling is domed 15 feet high at its highest point. And it's very strange. As you look, you can see there are benches that look like they might have been benches for petitioners. Place perhaps of holy worship or in some manner of divine calling. But what draws your attention is the platform. And on the platform, you see two humanoid figures dressed each in full plate, draped with black garments, long swords across their laps. A lurid green glow pulses and covers the room as their heads pivot up. And the helms sit atop skeletal heads, no flesh upon them. They look up at you, these two here. And the first looks at you as you walk in, and the second looks at his companion, not at you. And their heads swivel back, and they simply watch.
I recommend we be very intentional about what we do.
You'll hear Val say something in Elvish under his breath. That equates to, "Today's a good day to die." and just kind of takes a step.
Good thing I don't understand that.
You say that in Halfling?
No, in Elvish.
In
And
Elvish.
mother trucker, come on. He's just like, no.
And Naho well, still in the front, will take one step and then another step. And then until one of the humanoids has another change of behavior, taking
A response. Yeah.
another step.
All right. Anaho bravely steps ahead. As you step ahead, Anaho, you see the first form, which had been staring at you, stops and looks at the one next to him and says,
Do you think they know the words, brother?
the other looks over.
No, of course they don't know the words. Do they look like they know the words? We should just wet our blades.
The first.
A blade wet can be an eternal debt. Are we sure we should wet them? Let's ask first.
Their heads both pivot.
Oh.
Their heads both pivot. Sorry, but
John has ascended.
Do you know the words? Do you know the words?
Frantically searching my notes. Did I? Was there?
Look,
What?
Val will just kind of keep looking at them, holding his crossbow and his dagger, and call over his shoulder. Rasmus, I think they're speaking to you. And just keep looking. You're the spooky dude, so Val just assumes that
Messed up.
you deal with spooky stuff. So
That ain't cool.
You're the spooky dude.
as the green ambience covers the room, it's clear now this smell of must and decay. These creatures have likely been here for centuries.
Question, DM. Rizia will take out that said book, and like
Flip
start
through
flipping
it?
through the book.
Okay.
Rasmus, like whatever happens, Rasmus will begin to start putting Rowan down in the hallway outside of the room.
All right, you set Rowan down. You furiously flip through the pages. Unfortunately, nothing jumps out to you, Rizia. Meaning this is player-driven. Could include clues from the past.
Freak!
Could include ingenuity from the moment. There is no DM intervention here.
Can I please call a friend?
We're not playing that game. Come on.
Do you know the words? Or do we wet our blades?
I'll put my hand back and find Rizia and wait for her to come up.
Rizia, with her book still, like, if she'll notice up, she'll look up from like feverishly flipping the pages in that book to see if there's any inkling of any idea that was in there. She doesn't really notice anything, so she looks up and she sees Anaho waving, and she will very carefully meet with Anaho. And same thing where she'll take one step just to see if there's any more reaction, and she won't move if there's anything.
No, you step forward and you see her, as she said, she's feverishly flipping through the pages of the book, looking for something, her eyes darting up at you, but there is no movement from the creatures.
I'll like set my hand on the book, on your hand. Rizia,
Yes.
below the city, an army of undead
Yes, that's what it says here.
Yes. Take a moment. What do you recall? Anything?
What do you mean? As she's like flipping through the pages again. Army of undead under the city. There's nothing here.
I told you they didn't know the words, brother. Don't you see it?
The Temple of Hexter, a secret passage.
What did you read about the energy or magic or...
The magic? There's nothing in here about magic. As she like flips through the book again.
We are here for the key to Spine Castle.
I told you. You were right, brother. Let's wet our blades.
Initiative.
Guess that wasn't it either.
That was not it. All right. DM on initiative has a 5. Not bad.
Rolling again because I rolled last.
Yeah, you rolled last time in 1, so it's up to you. A 5.
That's a 6.
No way. Okay, you have initiative. So here in the room, you can see it. You have Anaho standing in the front. The two atop the platform here. What do you do? We'll start with you, Anaho. You're the closest.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I will use... I don't got a crossbow no more. So I will use my dagger of returning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
I'll go ahead and
Kill
grab
now.
it and just
Right or left?
Throw it.
There's one to your right, one to your left.
left.
All right, you fire at the one on the left. Roll to hit.
That would be a 21.
Total?
21 total to hit.
Total.
Yep.
Ting! It bounces off the plate mail and comes spinning back to you, not hitting. We go to you, Rizia.
Okay. Here we go.
That'll make it good, Rizzy. I thought that was a good throw.
As she kind of she realizes that like she doesn't know what the words are that he's speaking of, she takes the book and closes it and puts it back down and takes out her great axe. Would I be able to move?
Yeah. I'll give you a full round of action here. I'm not going to penalize. I love the checking the book again. Unfortunately, you didn't know where to go, and I rolled a nat 1 on your behalf, so you weren't going to just find it. So sorry. But yes, you have full movement, and that's only 15 feet, so you can get a full move and full attack.
Okay, and I get to attack twice because I'm level 6. I'll attack the one that's straight ahead from me, please.
So on the left as well. All right, so you go running, your feet slapping against the stone. You leap over the penitent benches that are here, where who knows what rites were being observed, and you stand face to face. You pull your axe back and roll to hit.
21 to hit. Sorry, 21 to hit for the first one.
Total?
Pardon?
Total of 21?
Yeah, total 21. Yeah.
Ting! Bounces off the plate mail. You slam into the side. This is good, strong armor. As it hammers into the plate, goes off the pauldron, deflects the blow.
Dang. Okay, I'll try to hit again. Oh, that's nothing. That's 7 plus 5, so that's not a hit.
The second one, it just takes the blade and bounces the blade down and knocks it away.
Okay.
Rizia misses on both attacks. Now we go to Rasmus.
I would assume that Rasmus is still putting Rowan down this turn. But
No, I gave you that before. That's all before. Yeah, so,
okay,
yeah.
then he's going to pull his blade and shield out as he's going to move forward. And the only thing I have in my notes that I have in quotations that I'm just going to say because I have no idea what it was from.
What's that?
I have told you to give me what I want and I will reward you. If you follow me, you can have freedom. No? No? He's going to kind of Move forward.
Okay.
He's going to be slowly moving forward. That's probably going to be his turn. He's just kind of moving up, shield in front, blade in front as well.
Which way is he going? He's going to the one on the right or the one on the left?
One on the right.
Okay. So you go this direction. And now we come back to Valfino. Valfino, what are you doing?
Okay, so Val is just kind of. He moves up a couple steps. And he has his crossbow still up, and he's going to try and shoot. If there's any. Does he see any, like. So the armor, I'm not familiar with the armor, so I apologize.
It's full plate. Think of it like a knight. So they are covered head to toe. Now their faces actually have chain coifs here. In fact, I should have. So they got the chain coifs and then sort of caps on the head, but they're stone. They're skeletal rather, not stone. And then their bodies are covered with full plate armor, pauldrons, gauntlets, full plate.
Okay, so if possible, I'm going to aim for the face of the open area on the one on the right.
All right, so when you do that, that's called a called shot. A called shot will automatically come with a -4 to hit. It does let you do, the damage or hit the area or effect that you want to, but anytime you say, like, I want to aim at a certain spot, that's considered a called shot, which includes a -4 to the roll. I'm not telling you not to do it, I'm just telling you, so your choice.
Okay. Let's go for it, because if we could just get a hit on one of these guys, that'd be cool.
All right.
So, what am I rolling for this?
A d20?
20.
And then add your base attack bonus plus your dexterity bonus, and then that would be your total missile weapon attack. And you also have 2 +1s.
Okay, we're gonna use both of those.
All right. And that gives you a what?
Hold on, math is hard.
It's hard mathing.
The crossbow's on your first.
Yeah.
Remember, type !white plume in the chat to have an opportunity for this giveaway of the Lightning Source reprint of White Plume Mountain, a canonical module. This also is courtesy of Canadian Ancient Gamer, Patrick, who sends this kind of stuff to me and Jay, and it's fantastic. All right, what's your roll?
13.
No, I'm afraid no. All right, so that concludes your round. It is now their round. The first one pivots toward Rizia, as she has just bounced her axe off his armor twice, and does a 20 hit. Dirty 20, not a nat 20.
Yes.
A dirty 20 hits?
Yes.
Okay. You take his blade slices forward. You can see it's got a slight blue glow. The other one doesn't.
Oh, wonderful.
This one, the other one does not have. So the one on the opposite side does not. But this one has a slight blue glow to the blade, and you take 15 points of damage. It slices through, cuts your armor, and also you feel your strength ebb. You take 1 temporary loss to strength. So whatever your strength was a moment ago has now dropped by 1.
Oh, freak.
As you feel it slice. The other one swinging at you.
Rasmus?
Yep.
Is that nat 20? That's a nat 20.
Mortality.
It's a nice thing on the Brios because the Brios autofocus. I love this DSLR, but it doesn't autofocus. Just trust me, it's a nat 20. All right, so
Confirm that crit, Josh.
you do this to me, Josh. This is bad luck. Every time this happens, you encourage it, and then it happens. I need you to actually say something else because I don't want to kill Rasmus. I don't, but I'm gonna honor the dice.
He's immortal. You can't kill him. I won't allow it.
I was saying that my character is actually just Rasputin, and I'll become a body hopper.
Oh, nice. That's smart.
I will not allow that either. All right, so here we go. Oh my gosh. Confirmation on the crit. Does an 18 hit?
Let me double check. So I do not have it open. I was looking at no.
It's 8 plus 10. Yeah, 18. Does that hit?
Do I have my shield? Yeah, I have my shield attached. Yeah, I think 18 exactly hits.
18 exactly hits?
I think so.
Can you double check? Because the next thing is I roll crits.
Because I have a shield. I have my damage breastplate. So 16.
Wait. No. So you got your base is 10. Breastplate should be a +5. Well, if it's magical, plus.
Well, yeah, it's plus. Breastplate's usually +6, but it's at +5 for me. So that's 17. Plus my shield, which is 2.
What kind of shield?
I just have a pretty normal shield.
That'd be a +1. Shield would be shield should be a +1. A regular shield.
Oh, that's a buckler. Supposedly in Pathfinder, like a normal shield is +2, and then a tower shield's +3.
Okay. So you're running. I see what you're saying. All right. So what's your total AC then?
18, because that's also with my natural. That's what I have from the goblin.
All right. I'm going to choose the crit table based on who is still in the chat. I see Steve is here. I have Steve's crit tables, but I also have Tim's. Tim, are you in the chat? If you're not, I will go to Steve's crit tables. Whoops. Let me pull this here.
Wait,
sorry about that.
Whose crit tables are more severe?
It really depends. They're both. Yeah, it's.
Lesser of two evils.
Also, depending.
Hello, love the healer.
I might use the minor fate chip I have, but I'd like to see what comes out of it.
All right, here we go.
That would be fun.
There is no Tim, so we're going to go to these tables, and I'm going to roll
Minor full of love.
percentile dice, and here we go. Everyone say a prayer, please. I really like this. Is hard for a DM. It really is. I don't want to kill Rasmus. Oh, that's not good.
What's that percentage, John?
We're gonna die.
I'm guessing
We're gonna
83.
die.
What was the percentage?
Steve, you're so cruel. Hang on, one more table to consult.
Okay, John.
I know. I'm sorry.
You're killing us.
These crits are.
You're literally killing us. Concern.
Just like Leo, straight through the heart.
Yeah.
Shut to the heart.
Right in where one of the damaged pieces of breastplate is, just straight through.
I'm sorry, Amanda. Don't get mad at me. The chat is getting angry with me already.
What are you killing us? I'm already.
Okay, because John can't figure this out.
No, it's already figured out. John, it's already figured out. So, as you rush forward, the opposite creature swings. As your blade is extended, its blade counteracts, comes right across the top, strikes your shoulder. All of you hear, you expect a loud clang, you hear a neat snip as the blade goes right through his armor into his shoulder. Blood gouts out in a spray, and we will stop there for tonight. Josh, that's not what I wanted. I swear it's not what I wanted. But it is what the dice have done. We shall see how that resolves next week. But blood sprays out of his... No, in the chat. I'm sorry. No, guy, no.
Do we need a capital and an extra character?
So blood sprays out of the shoulder, and that is where we end tonight. Wow, this feels so anticlimactic. I'm sorry, everyone's mad at me. All right, I didn't say he's dead. We'll see what happens next time. All right, now let's go.
I still got that minor fate check.
Well, we shall see. Yeah. All right. So, because you have that, actually, I'll tell you what happened, and I'll let you decide. No, this will be fun. This will be fun. No, it's okay. No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You have to tell me before I tell you the outcome. Do you want to use the minor fate chip or not?
Before.
Send it to me in Discord. Send it to me in Discord. All right, here we go. Let's do our giveaway and who should be stream MVP, and we'll start with you, Rory. We're going to do this. Rory, you're going to tell us why Vivi should be stream MVP. Vivi, you're going to tell us why Rory should be. Becca and Josh, you're going to exchange, and we'll start with you, Rory.
All right, so Vivi should be stream MVP because Rizia again pile-drived the floor.
That is such a cool feat. It really is.
Yeah,
I like to
busting it up.
RP that.
And both times you've not, literally, you can break your hand. You know that. Like, that could happen. Both times you've rolled well.
Fun. That's why I picked it up for art. It's purely out of RP.
I love it.
Going into the bowl first, throwing the chain there, getting the golem to basically be halted. And then on the other side, approaching, taking care of Rowan, basically assisting Rasmus in that part. And kind of her RP with Rasmus as well as Valfino, even though with Valfino it's like, like there's a lot being said the way she interacts with them. So
yeah,
that's why.
No, well said. All right, so she will be rolling for Lord Forth. Outstanding. All right, so William, you're in the giveaway, and you're represented by the amazing Vivi, who works 427 hours a week. Vivi, tell us why Anaho should be stream MVP.
Anaho should be stream MVP for, again, always sticking to character and his character growth and development in learning how to be a part of a group that isn't... Are you hearing a whooshing sound?
Yes.
Okay, not just me. Yeah, so Anaho is consistently learning more and more and more about him and himself and where he fits into this group. In the sense where he seems to be more open to Valfino, but still kind of keeping his distance, and at the same time, there are RP at the pool trying to figure out different ways of how to, in very typical Rory fashion, trying to figure out and analyze every single point of this room to see if there's a way to get across safely, for everybody to get across safely. Doing that, like when you're standing in the hallway and you're trying to pass each other, doing that little dance. And then when we got across, asking for help beforehand, knowing that, and that definitely helped him out at the end with his 11 roll. But before we even got in there, he's like, "Can you help me up?" And I was like, "Yeah, for sure."
Yes, you did.
And also that little moment with Anaho and Rizia just before he opened the door, where he holds up his hand. I really like that moment too, because he was kind of just like, "I got you. Like,
yeah,
let's go." Even though I don't metaphorically have a symbol on my hand, I'm with you, kind of thing. So that was a really nice ode to the glyph and the relationship that Anaho has grown with this group so far. So that's why Anaho should win Stream MVP.
No, well said, Vivi. And I saw you get a little verklempt when he said that. Like you kind of.
Yeah, that's what I said. It was
Yeah.
It was a nice little. Sometimes it's hard because people don't really catch those kinds of things. So I just want to highlight those kind of moments that might be overlooked or missed in a certain sense, where it's actually very calculated. A lot of Rory's things that he does is very calculated. So, and okay, yeah, exactly. Thank you, Becca. Right there, she just
right,
said.
Exactly. All right. So, Rory,
everything.
You will be rolling for Tracy. Let's go, Tracy. Okay, Becca,
So excited.
tell us why Rasmus should be stream MVP.
He shouldn't.
Okay. All right. Josh, let's.
he helped Val today. Whether it was from helping him up off the ground when Rizia threw the chain, when Val still wasn't sure where he stood with the group, when he went off to explore the other options for paths, he put himself out there. He risked himself because we didn't know what laid out there. We didn't know if there was a trap, if he would have gotten hurt. He could have not come back. He could have died. He could have been stuck somewhere, and we might not have known where to find him. But he was brave, and he used his magic spidey senses and his ghosty boyfriend, and like went out there and searched stuff. And when he came back, he saved Val.
He did.
Then he goes on to taking care of Rowan and taking the arrow out of her leg ever so forcefully, and carries her into the next place that we go. And even though there's still some hesitation between Rowan and Rasmus takes the lead and just like, I don't know what's gonna happen right now. This person could turn into another big floofster in my arms right now and eat my head off, but she's part of the group, so I'm just gonna scoop her up and we're gonna go with it. So, he's kind of selfless, and he is looking out for the group, and is, as much as I hate to say, Josh plays him really well, and that's kind of disgusting, so we're just gonna leave it at that.
Yeah,
and that's why Rasmus deserves to be stream MVP.
Becca, well said, but I did just throw up in my mouth a little bit. All right, so Josh, you will be rolling for, Alexander, 2000 Caesar. Congrats, you are in the giveaway. And now, Josh, you must return the favor. Why should Valfino be stream MVP?
Valfino should be stream MVP because he's the best. Val is doing his best to play as a liaison between two parties. Val knowing of the secret that Rowan is holding on to, as well as also trying to make sure that this new group is not going to kill him, but also trying to assist and be useful while getting over to Rowan as he worked with Anaho to try and find the best course of action around, as Rizia then came through to help. He then pretty much saved Rasmus's life by grabbing his leg, but then in turn began to fall into the pit towards the possible soon-to-be spitting blades, which then allowed for Rasmus to be able to save his butt. And then as they both were able to get up to the top, they had a good bro moment of being able to, not have emotions per se, because we don't do that. But have a good bro moment, good bro connection, bronection. And after that, I'm trying to think what happened to the man in my brain. They continued forward into... Val got a little glazed over, and we're not quite sure what that is, but that roleplay was very interesting to see.
It was. It was. That was very interesting. Mentioned a couple of times. Well done. And by the way, you have won tonight, Josh, Steve, Bloodwild's love. That is the biggest win you could get.
Get out of here, Bloodwild.
You will be rolling for Jeff Siegland. All right, outstanding. Jeff, you are in the giveaway. And then quickly, I will pick one more that I will roll for. So we're even tonight. Thank you, Manda. And, come on, Manda. You rigged that. Manda reminded me twice that we needed a fifth, and then I roll, and it's her husband that I'm rolling for. Necromantic DM, also Beowulf, in our chat. So I'm rolling for Mike, and let's go ahead and go around the table quickly, and let's start with you, Vivi.
Okie dokie, I am rolling for Lord 4.
It is rigged. It's rigged.
Ready?
No.
Yes.
Might be a TPK.
Ooh, the first one is a 3. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Try this one again. One more time. Nat 20.
A nat 20?
Nat 20?
And you were rolling for who again?
Lord 4.
Oh, let's go, Lord 4th. You have a nat 20. Hey, we can still overcome that. All right, let's go to you, Rory.
Vote for Valfino.
Is Tracy a follower? Sub?
Yeah, sub. Uh-huh.
Okay. I'll do my best, Tracy. Not my strong suit here. Fuck. Oh. telling you, Tracy, this is a good day for me, but still a bad day for you. I got a 17 and a 19.
All right. So William still has the lead. Let's go now to Becca.
Vote by finger.
Is that Jeff or Steve? I apologize.
No, you had Jeff. I believe you had Sieglund, right?
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's Jeff. Go ahead.
You're very confused, squirrel. That is me. How many? Twice or one? Is he?
2. Yeah, he's a sub. Uh-huh.
2. Okay. Sorry, bud. Okay, first one's a 6.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, here we go. 17.
Oh, okay. William's
I
still
tried,
in the lead. Josh?
I have 2,000 Caesar. Vote for Val.
Here we go.
That's an 8
Vote
and a
for Rasmus.
16.
No? All right. So last chance. This is for Mike, Necromantic DM, and DM rolling for DM.
2,000 Caesar.
Oh my goodness. Oh, whoa.
Derek.
Whoa. No, I have a 1 because I roll both dice. I have a 1 and a 20.
No.
On the 2. Yes, I roll both. That is insane. So we have to have a roll off between William and Mike. So 1 die this time.
Vote Val.
Vote for Rasmus.
Vote for Rasmus.
Vote Val.
Vote. Oh yeah, vote. It's quick. It's almost up.
Vote Val.
They get 1,000 XP. They need it.
Vote Val.
No.
Oh, it's close.
This is the only
It's close.
time you're ever gonna
Yeah,
get anything. No, just
I rolled an 18 on the die.
Yes.
1 die.
18?
1 die. 1 die. I roll 18.
Ooh, how dare you?
I'm sorry. I'm just. It's a die. Amanda, this was rigged.
Yay,
Delfino
Delfino!
wins.
Whoop,
thank you.
Let's go, Val. What'd you get? What'd you get? Isn't it? It's more than 18.
Nat 20.
A nat 20?
18.
No, I 19.
A 19! Okay. Oh, that close. All right, William, you have won the White Plume Mountain. So we'll get that out to you. Before you guys go, we're going to do a quick raid, but we have one question for you tonight. If you're watching and you haven't followed, if you're a follower and you've not subbed, if you're a sub whose sub has expired, and yes, you're out there. We've seen some expired subs. We have one question for you tonight. What are you doing? Come on, give us a follow, give us a sub, and we will be back tomorrow night with a fun LMA, Monks. We cover classes here, and we've covered many classes. We've never covered the Monk, and so the Monk is the warrior of the mind. That'll be a fun chat tomorrow night, and then Sunday we'll have a special one-shot. Then we'll be back next week with Greyhawk Awakening. We'll have the full crew back. Look for the new layouts that are coming on Tears of Aird. All kinds of fun things happening here. Before we close and raid, any other thoughts from our players?
Just to be ready for my next.
Oh, God. Oh, okay. Oh, Rasmus is in perfect health. He looks so good. There is clear. That was all an illusion. There is nothing wrong with Rasmus.
Remember that. I'm serious.
I will let you borrow Rory if you let Rasmus live.
Okay, you have been bartered, Rory. Congrats. That's a tough way to go, being bartered like that. We're going to raid tonight our friends at Careful Cantrip. They run a great stream, so let's check them out, everyone. Join, and we're going to kick that off in just a few seconds. Thank you again from Blue Box. I know each of these games, they have a different feel to them, which I like, and some of them have a lot of combat. Last week we had no combat, but we had a real sort of sense of tension that happened in the game. The week before, we had a lot of combat. This week, we're ending with combat, but the role play is always fantastic. Thank you, everyone. We appreciate it. We're rating with 44. They'll love it. Blue Box, out.